Welcome to Fire Breathing Kittens, a standalone actual play Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Every episode microplot is a complete adventure with a beginning and an end that fits into the overarching macroplot of the whole season. Because they stand sturdily on their own, you can listen to these episodes in any order and skip any you don't enjoy. Hey there, I'm your DM for today. Last season I was Skirmish Killington, and this season I will be Lothario Bushaki. But the characters today for this adventure are, Kreek the Fleet.
Afternoon, one and all. I'm your, no, we're not going to do that, actually. I'm just a bit of a roguish type. Gladly, I'm no longer in debt, because the guy who I was indebted to is now in jail. That said, you can expect to see my little raven gremlin running around, and I generally walk around with a very big, oversized cloak that covers just about everything but my beak poking out from the top.
Next we have Alexander Rivers.
Hi, I'm Alex. Wow, things have changed greatly for me since I joined the Fire Breathing Kittens. I've done a lot of training. Prior to joining the Kittens, I had never held a sword before, but you can see I now have a sword that was granted to me by a very close friend of mine. I wear armor now, so I've been dabbling with some magic, but I figured if I was going to be a hero, I needed to get better with the blade. All the heroes I know have blades. So I've been training, and I'm ready, eager, and excited to show the kittens that I have what it takes to be a hero.
Thank you, Alex. And finally, Kimberley Miller.
Hey, some out-of-character chat first to explain. I'm learning how to do this character voice this season, so I'm starting out not knowing how to do this character voice this season, so it's not good yet, but that's the point of learning. You can't learn something you already know. And my punishment for not knowing it is to watch more Sofia Vergara. I do like me some Sofia Vergara, so I accept this punishment. Anyway, hey, I'm Kimberley. Don't expect good things. I'm Kim. I am a safety candle installer. I go into houses and I help you with the safety because falling asleep with the candle burning, it's very dangerous. So I sell these metal insertion for the candle, and when it burns down to the point in the candle where the insert is, the cap flips over and puts out the candle. That sounded so much better when I practiced it. See, also my rule is no apologies. Yep, apologies are more annoying than not apologizing.
Yeah, take that, listener.
Their ears just did.
Well, thank you. So, party. Excuse me. You are currently on assignment in the town of Shireford upon Emu. You note that the shining town has many beautifully built inns that line the sides of the Emu River, where a loop has been artificially developed to create like a lazy river, and then there are these ornately decorated bridges, walkable areas that cross the refreshing waters. The cozy town is surprisingly modern, and home to many merchants and inns and even resorts. Your assignment relates to investigating an uptick in the crime in this otherwise idyllic town. It is Tuesday around lunchtime, and you find yourselves having lunch at a picnic table next to a food wagon by the name of the Flesh Peddler. So, what are you doing, and what are you ordering?
Well, Kreek's going to waddle up to that menu and see what they got. I do love me some food trucks.
So the menu itself lists almost every meat you've heard of and some you have not. And
any of it raw?
Yes. There is a discount for raw because there doesn't need to be a lot of processing involved. Also, when you look to your right, there is a vegetarian option that is solely fleshy fruits.
Interesting.
Plums, peaches, etc.
My doctor says I should probably start taking some fruits at this age, but we're going to go with a nice sirloin. Uncooked.
Okay. Oh, so are you ordering this? Okay.
Yes.
The person at the wagon eyes you, and not having seen your race before, is very encouraged, like excited. It's like, oh, hello.
Hi there.
My name is Maria. What is your name?
Oh, you could call me Kreek. Yeah,
Well,
that's about the most you get to know.
No, that's perfect. Kreek is such a beautiful name. Can I interest you in some flesh?
Yes. Indeed.
What flesh do you desire, my big strong man?
There's a lot that could be said about this one, folks, but I think I'm just going to go with the steak that I had asked for just a moment ago.
Oh, sirloin, yes, so succulent. Would you care for that to be cooked in any particular way?
Blood raw.
I like your style.
Sprinkle it with all the seasoning you have.
Of course, one moment, and I will get that right out. So she goes back to just throw a few things on a raw steak. Here you are, my man. And
Thank
if you
you.
need anything else, please let me know.
Noted. Do you want me to pay for this by any chance, or?
Oh, sorry. I was so, captivated by your eyes. Yes, that will be 2 silver.
Oh. He quickly lifts up his cloak a bit, pulls out a coin pouch, counts out, 2 silver. I won't suppose you have change for, a gold, do you?
Oh, of course. She quickly
Thank you
makes
very
change and said, here you are. Come again soon.
I will. Kreek's going to waddle, like, out of sight behind the food cart and quickly start looking at his hood, wondering how this person somehow saw his pearly black eyes deep hidden within the shadow of his cloak. But also slightly blushing beneath the feathers.
Excuse me, ma'am. Would you happen to sell any salted pork, would you?
Oh, as a matter of fact, we do, young man. Oh, your hair, so lovely. Are you... Wow, I've never seen such a beautiful, full white head of hair like you have. How did you manage that?
Well, that's a funny story. It's not natural. I don't think. It's sort of a new development. I really wish I could tell you how it happened. It kind of just happened overnight. But thank you for the compliment. Your hair is fantastic as well. How do you maintain it?
Oh, you're too kind. She blushes slightly as you give her a compliment, and I soak it in the rendered fat of the slaughtered animals. It sounds perhaps gross, but it is very vibrant. Yes, salted pork, you said? How would you like that prepared?
Well, I mean, not. I'm not like my friend. I would prefer it cooked. Raw kind of upsets my stomach a bit.
I understand.
So,
There's no shame
yeah.
in liking heat. I'll prepare it for you.
Thank you. How much would that run me?
2 silver. We're pretty standard as far as our rates. The fruits are just 5 copper, though.
Thank you, and I will hand her the 2 silver. While I have you here, I don't know if my friend mentioned this. We're visitors from out of town. We represent the fire-breathing kittens.
Oh, I've heard of you before. Heroes, right?
So I've heard. At least I plan to be. We're looking. Well, we've accepted an assignment here to, kind of patrol the town and see if anything illicit or illegal is going on. Have you heard or seen anything in that nature?
I have. In fact, my cart was just robbed last week, and most of my inventory was just stolen. I didn't see who did it. I'm going to take a pause right here, because one thing I forgot to tell you. Yes, you are on assignment. I need everybody to roll a d20, and the closest one to what I roll, you have the job flyer.
Aha.
That would have been really good to tell you, hey, you have information about this job that you're on.
Well, we're starting today off strong. I have a nat 20 on the die here.
Nice.
How
12.
appropriate.
probably going to be
16.
far from what he rolled.
Oh, dang it. My screen crashed. Give me one moment. My dice are tucked in a bag far away.
Oh, you can use your phone to roll dice if that helps.
That does help. Thank you.
I'll just turn this into an educational thing for the listener, which means I don't have to silence anything. Listeners, did you know that if you type dice roller into Google, it brings up a pretty not great, not as good as real, they're not shiny, but dice? Now you know.
And who doesn't
All
love
right.
dice?
And that's the end of that educational snippet. I got a 3. So who is closest to a 3?
Not me.
I was 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
In...
I had a 16.
Ah, okay.
So you have the job flyer, Kimberly.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, but now we're going to cut. So that happened. Now you're aware. We're going to go back to the question. You asked Maria. Oh, yes. So I was robbed, and I'm not the only one that was robbed. There were so many other poor storefronts that just had most of their inventory taken. I know that Nancy, she sent a message. Maybe you're answering the job flyer? Nancy sent a message to many adventuring guilds just to see if they could find out what's happening.
So you're saying we might have some competition?
I don't know. Perhaps. She was in charge of it. She's the rep. So many of us business owners are part of an organization called the Economic Council of Shireford upon Emo. And as a council, Nancy, our representative, sent whatever flyers she was going to send out. So I don't know if she sent it to many more, but I just want it resolved. I'm so scared. I'm so glad you're here, though.
May I
Well,
please do a stealth check to read the flyer when, like, no one's paying attention to me? So can I do it without anybody noticing me?
You can do it openly, and she's engaged completely with Alex. So
Okay.
I don't think anybody's gonna.
All right.
I think Kreek is also going to start rummaging around looking for any signs of a break-in. Being a pretty prolific kleptomaniac himself, he certainly knows a thing or two about stealing a thing or two.
So, Kimberly, the job flyer reads as follows. The Economic Council of Shireford upon Emu, and then parenthetically Ecosu, would like to hire you to help our village with a recent uptick in crime. Someone or some group is causing many of our upstanding businesses to suffer losses from theft. Please help us figure out what is happening so we can prevent these disruptions from occurring. Please contact Nancy Festame at Nancy's Party Pony Palace in Shireford upon Emu. We will gladly pay you 450 gold pieces for your assistance. And since you are reading this, Kimberly, I need you to roll a perception check.
Uh-oh. That's a natural one.
Yep. What I just read to you is what you just read from the paper.
Okay. Yeah, I do not convey this information to my party members because that would draw attention to me with Maria. I'm going to wait until they're done getting their flesh, satisfying their desires of the flesh, and then they can talk to me.
So, Maria, you said that it was Nancy that put out the request?
That's what we agreed to, yes. She's...
And
Go ahead.
how long have these thefts been going on for?
Well, when you live in a prosperous city like we do, there's crime every so often, but lately it's just been out of control, and I'd say probably the last 3 weeks, it's been just horrifying.
I am sorry to hear that. We would very much like to talk to Nancy to get more information. Would you happen to be able to point us in the direction of where to find her?
Yes, of course. Just, so from this wagon, you're gonna go 3 blocks north, and then 5 blocks east. And then as she's directing you, she's purposefully trying to, brush up against you.
Can I ascertain as to her like why she's doing this? Can I insight her? Or?
Oh yeah, roll an insight check.
Wonderful. That's appropriate for Alex. That's a natural 1.
Yeah. You just think she's really nice. And
Well, thank you, Nancy.
Yeah.
Not Nancy, Maria.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. And what was your name?
I'm Alex, Alexander Rivers. I represent the fire-breathing kittens, and I am here to assure you that this problem will be solved as quickly as possible, and you can rest assured that these thefts will be dealt with.
Oh, you don't know how much comfort that brings me, Alex. Thank you. I'm so glad to have heroes in town.
Well, it's why we're here, ma'am.
Speaking of heroes, how's Kreek sleuthing going as probably like a pot crashes in the background?
Roll an investigation check.
That's a solid 9 on the die. No bonus.
Okay, with a 9, you won't catch anything too specific, but you do see that the wagon has a door on the back, and the door looks like it has been hastily repaired recently. Like there was a traditional locking mechanism that seemed to have been destroyed somehow, and now there's a rough substitute. But that's all you can kind of see.
Pardon me, Maria. Am I right in assuming that the perpetrators broke down your door?
Yes, how did you know? Well, you're heroes after all. I shouldn't. Of course. Yes, I don't know when they came. It was probably about 8 days ago. They came in, and then they broke the door and they stole all the fish. I don't know why. I mean, our fish is discounted. Anyway, when I showed up, the door was wide open. No fish. And there were these... It had rained the night previous. There were these footprints everywhere. And I was just so heartbroken.
Do you happen to remember what these footprints looked like exactly? Identify what they might have come from?
They looked like footprints. I don't... I guess shoes? Is
Shoes.
that what you mean?
Just wanted to make sure. I was wondering if that gang of burglaring seals was back in business.
Are there burglaring seals? I should be
Don't worry.
With?
They've been
like
gone
fish,
for quite a
don't
while. That was my suspicion. But if they were boots, unless they've somehow evolved to figure out how to wear those, it'd be pretty smart if they did. But I don't think it was them.
I'll be on the lookout
said,
for seals. Thank you, Kreek.
Kreek's going to jump through the... Presumably he somehow found his way inside the cart at this point. He's going to just jump through the serving window, back out, nearly crashing Alex. All right, well, I think we're not dealing with professionals here. At least not professional thieves, because that lock could have probably been easily picked open. There would have been no need to break it. That's about all I got, though.
Well, I divert to your expertise on the matter. You clearly know your things when it comes to the world of lockpicking and thievery. Where is Kimberley at? I look around.
I'm standing behind you in line.
Oh,
I'm
there
just
you
not
are.
noticeable. I'm not very... I don't hide great, but you don't
She's
really
got one of
want
those
to see me.
faces.
Yeah.
She blends
the
in very
ugly
well.
people invisibility? Mm-hmm.
I should teach you how to pickpocket.
You should.
You'd be very good at it.
Yeah.
Well, one last thing. Maria, you wouldn't happen to be able to point us over to Nancy's, would you?
Oh, she actually just gave me the information. It's
Wonderful.
3 blocks that way, 5 blocks past, and I give the information.
You must have zoned out while digging through her pots. Anyway, nothing else left to seal there, really, except for meat, unfortunately. But, I suppose we should get going over there, I guess.
All right. We head that way.
I think she was
All
really
right.
into you, Kreek.
Yeah, something like that. I don't think she was against you too much yourself there, buddy.
Really? I didn't pick that up at all.
Fair enough.
We go 3 blocks north and 5 blocks east to
Perfect.
Nancy's Party Pony Palace. So
Yes.
there's not really much I can share with you guys from the job flyer, but just so that you for sure have the information too, I say, look, the Economic Council hires us for business theft. Nancy Festime, Nancy's Party Pony Palace. There we go. Done it. Yep.
Sounds like a local monopoly to me. Probably some kind of mafia. I've seen this before. You should be careful with all these guys.
I wonder what a party pony is.
That's a great question, and we're probably about to find out. Might steal one for the guild. Buy
No,
it,
we
of course, buy it.
Of course, yeah, we shouldn't steal. No.
So as
This
you
is Alex's two rogues. Oh man, he's like the purest soul, and he's with you
dirty, thieving, fire-breathing kittens. So you arrive to the exterior of a building that looks a bit out of place. Everything looks lovely, and the architecture is very nice, but this is a little bit slightly gaudy, very bright colors, and it's trying to go for an appearance of something very festive. And on the top, in very large letters, Nancy's Party Pony Palace. And you can see there are big windows that lead in, and from outside you can see a lady at the counter, and then coming out the door there's a mother and a young child that are leaving. And as you walk up, the mother and child are leaving with the child in tears.
Oh dear. Kreek's going to hobble over to the child, who's probably taller than him, to be honest, and just kind of look up. His cloak falls a bit. He has these like adorable Puss in Boots level, just like pearly black eyes. They're just magnificent to look at. What's wrong, dear? Something happened in the store? They didn't let you take anything you wanted?
I wanted... Tomorrow's my birthday, and I wanted ponies for my birthday, and they don't have any more ponies.
Oh boy.
So the mother is trying to console the child. It's like, we would have been here earlier, okay? I'm upset. They don't have the ponies we need. All we want to do is rent one pony. They have lots of ponies, and now they say they have no ponies? I don't know what's going on here. Of course, I would have arranged for a reservation a week ago because, I'm very, very meticulous in the way I plan things. But this child decides last minute they want a pony for their birthday party. Clowns aren't good enough, of course. But so we come to the Pony Palace. There's always ponies available. Not today, obviously. And now I have to deal with a crying child. And, of course, my heart goes out to her. But I'm sorry. I'm just very frustrated. Who are you?
Oh, Alex, you seem to have the speech pretty well down.
Hi, ma'am. Yes, we are with the fire-breathing kittens. We're actually, I don't want to presume, but I think we're here to deal with the pony problem.
Yes.
Well, good. If you could do that before day's end, my daughter has a party tomorrow, and I could really use a pony. Because this young lady can be a handful. We'll just put it that way.
So, sweetheart, what's your name? Yeah, Kreek says to the girl.
My name is Lily.
All right, Lily, let me tell you what, all right? We're going to get you a pony no matter what, all right? It might not be from the store. Might have to steal it from the next town over. You'll get that pony.
Borrow.
Have it on my word. Borrow. Yes, of course. We don't steal, because heroes don't do that.
Her hysterics kind of calm down, and she looks into your eyes and go, really?
Absolutely. Here, have a feather. Kreek's gonna pluck a feather. This is a promise. And just pass this nice pearlescent feather to the girl.
She reaches out for the feather, but right before she grabs it, the mother kind of snatches it and kind of takes a look at it to make sure nothing's, off about it, and then hands it to her daughter, and she's like, Mommy, did you hear? This Birdman he's gonna help me with the pony. We're gonna have a pony for my birthday. I'm so excited. And she looks at you with a hard stare, like, do you know what a promise is?
Yes.
You promised to have these ponies then?
Honor among thieves. I mean, mercenaries? Heroes, yeah, there we go.
All right. Well, then we'll be back early tomorrow morning, and I hope you're as good as your word. We'll keep this feather, thank you very much.
I don't know if I've ever been as deeply offended in my entire life.
I don't think she meant anything by it.
I think she did.
Come on, Lily. Let's be going. Bye. Bye, Birdman.
Goodbye, Lily. Sorry. Goodbye, Lily.
They walk
Can I
off in the
do
distance.
A stealth check or a sleight of
Sure.
hand check.
What are you trying to do? Let's figure that out first.
I want to know what's in the mom's purse.
Sleight of hand check it is.
Great. I don't steal from most people. just to let you know.
I do.
Okay, so that's a 16.
Okay, 16, you can probably get to there's layers of things in this purse. And with a 16, you can probably get 3 layers deep. Unfortunately, the top layer is used tissue from the little girl.
I have no qualms. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so the next layer down is lipstick, compact, hairbrush. Pretty nice. I'd say definitely silvered. And then the next layer down would be things like coin purse, and then random, what seem to be like business cards, a rock for some reason. And that's about all you can determine with that, as you deftly put your hand in her purse.
Yeah. Okay, I don't take anything. I just want to
Okay.
know. Yeah.
All right. Well, they are walking away. Did you want to talk to them at all anymore?
No, but Kreek, I want to say that was very heroic of you. I think to promise a little girl a pony. I'm very proud of you.
You know, I'm not a big fan of labels like hero or anything like that. You know, I feel like it stresses my conscience a bit more than it already is most days.
I really think I'm growing on you. I think good things.
Yeah, sure thing, bud. I'll do my best to not let you down. Probably.
Speaking of the ponies, though, I think maybe we should probably talk to Nancy and figure out exactly what's going on.
Yeah, my guess is someone ran off with all of them. Let's see. Kreek's gonna knock on the door.
Ooh, can I stealth around back and see what's in back of the building? Because I'm betting pony stalls.
You may. So, Kreek knocks on the door. You sneak around and give me a stealth check.
Okay.
I'll knock extra hard as I see Kimberley being sneaky.
25.
Wow. With a 25, you become one with the wall. Even though it is just past lunchtime and the sun is high in the sky, nobody, no person nor animal detects your presence.
Sweet.
So you are free
And
to go around the back.
It's probably because I look just like a horse caretaker. I mean, I'm wearing brown canvas style overalls. You know? Yeah.
Yeah. You're supposed to be there.
I'm supposed to be there.
All right. So I will deal with Kimberley first, and then we'll go back to Kreek. Kimberley, you see, as you expect, many small stalls. So these you've seen traditional stables before for standard size horses. These are like those, but just smaller.
Aww.
And it can probably accommodate, in your estimation, 10 to 15 ponies.
Nice. Okay. And there's no ponies.
There are 0 ponies. You do smell that there were ponies here recently. It is not even a perception check worthy. It is obvious.
Oh, it's kind of like, can I not smell this?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. And I just want to do I'm thinking when I built my character, I probably should have done stealth and investigation. Doesn't that make sense? I didn't. So, yep, didn't take perception either. So I'm in places and I see nothing. So let's try it with my +0. Let's just see what I get on the dice for perception. I'm just looking for criminal aftertaste.
Okay.
Well, that's a 13 on the dice. It's better than 10. I don't know.
So
I should probably, when I adjust this character in the future, I should probably yep.
well, this is good. It's a learning opportunity for all of us. So that's good. So with a 13, as you look at kind of the pattern of the beaten down paths and footprints that are around for the real caretakers that would come in and out, nothing seems out of the ordinary. Like, it looks like there are some hoof prints that come out, but obviously these ponies seem to leave frequently, but then come back, and so nothing seems out of place as far as you can tell.
All right, just letting my party members know out of character. I suspect this was an in-house job. I'm coming back to the front, though, and walking with you through the front door.
So, Kreek, we're going to come back to Kreek because he knocked because he's polite, you see. And you hear semi-audibly, "Doors open."
Kreek will pull the door wide open. Well, I mean, yeah, he has to shuffle, dragging the door behind him and wave Alex through.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oof.
so all three of you walk in, and as you walk in, it's the front of this shop has lots of different like masks and cards, hats, various party supplies that you would find in a party supply store. And then at the end, at the counter, you see a dwarven female with kind of short, curly brown hair, light complexion, and bright green eyes. And she's waving over at you. She's dressed in a simple blue dress. And she says, "Come on in. Come on in."
All right. I mean, I think we'll go right to her. But as we walk around, at least, Kreek is certainly going to be looking at basically casing the place as if he personally was going to rob it.
Good. Get in the mind of the
looking for
criminal.
all the details, looking for all the clues.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
Now that I'm slightly better at. But I still rolled a 6 on the die, so it's an 11.
You see a lot of bright colors. You see a lot of hats, some fireworks. Mostly, like if you were to have a theme party around ponies especially, there's a lot of pony-specific decorations. But nothing
no ponies.
that jumps out at you as far as anything valuable.
All right. And there's no ponies?
Oh, yes, you see no ponies.
Uh-huh. And is anything I would perchance see as a vulnerability?
Surprisingly, you see that it is a little bit more safeguarded than most shops you've encountered. There's a set of double doors that you walk through, and then with a potential locking mechanism that could have kept you out. And then behind the counter, there is what looks like a very secure door that leads to the back where Kimberley was earlier.
All right, then.
But don't just stand there. Come on up.
Hi, ma'am. We're looking for Nancy. Is that you?
Indeed it is. And what's your name?
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have introduced myself. I'm Alex. This gentleman here is my friend Kreek. And this is Kimberley. We're representatives from the fire-breathing kittens. We're here about the job you sent out.
Yes. Oh, I'm so chuffed that you're finally here. I'm so excited. I cannot tell you how difficult these past few days have been. Not only for me personally, but for the whole town. There's been such a wave of crime we've never seen before. And personally, I had my beautiful 7 ponies, and now they've been taken. Sorry. I have to be professional. So, let me tell you what happened. I was working the counter as I do, and then 3 people walk in, and they're perusing the party supplies like they tend to do, and they come up and purchase 3 masks, and they're quite funny masks, because it's funny to have a funny mask for a fun party. And anyway, they buy the masks, they leave, and then all of a sudden, these nutters walk right back in, wearing the masks and demand to own my ponies. I know it's them. I just saw them. But they have me at sword point, and they demand every single pony. And I have no choice but to give them the ponies.
I revised my initial assessment of inside job, and sword point sounds like she would have opened the gates to. Just this is out
Armed
of character. You
robbery.
can tell because it's not painful to your ears.
So these 3 individuals came in and paid for masks and then left and came back and then robbed you in said masks?
Right? Crazy, isn't it?
What masks were they?
Well, there was 1 man and 2 ladies, and the man had a chipmunk mask, and it was adorable. We have the cutest mask. If you're in the market, feel free to browse around, if it doesn't interfere with your detective work. But the ladies one of them had a red bunny rabbit mask, and the other one had a green bird mask. It was all quite humorous. I thought they were going to a costume party, of course, but I never suspected they were using it for crime, especially against me.
It's pretty brazen.
It is brazen, and I'm sorry that you had to go through this ordeal. So these 3 individuals, a man and 2 women wearing masks, they robbed you at sword point and demanded all of your ponies.
That's right. And they were wearing all the same thing. They were wearing these scarlet robes. And I thought the masks didn't go with them at all. But I don't know, maybe they're part of some workplace uniform or something. I don't know.
Well, that is concerning, and we will definitely take that into consideration. I do have a question. I grew up on a farm. I've spent some time around large animals, ponies, horses. How were these 3 individuals able to get all 7 ponies to follow their bidding?
Well, what I like to do as the proprietor of Nancy's Party Pony Palace is make sure my ponies are well trained. So traditionally, our ponies are for children's birthdays or, parades or any time you would like to have a bit of fun, that's all. And so they go where they're led. All they had to do was grab the reins and pull them along and they'd walk just fine.
He's put a lot of work into these ponies, then. I'm very impressed.
I have. And they were the core of my business. And now they're all gone. Oh, Miguel. Berta. Oh, please
It's
come
all
back.
right, ma'am. I promise we'll get all 6 of them back.
No,
believe you said
I
there
think
were
you
7.
misheard me. It was 7, young man.
No, it was 6.
I think I know my business. Actually,
I can promise we'll get at least 6 back. How about that?
No, we'll get all 7. Kreek.
I don't know, Alex.
Don't sell us
Sometimes a
short.
pony just gets misplaced. Mm-hmm.
How long ago were the incident happen?
so what I would say is when I sent you the letter, that was probably about a week ago. But this theft happened only about 2 days ago. And I just had to turn customers away because they're trying to rent ponies. And I have no ponies.
And I need, at this point, everybody to roll a perception check.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Oh my.
That is a 10 for me.
15 for Alex.
Okay, so Alexander and Kimberley, as this conversation is occurring, you're kind of looking around, taking it in, kind of looking for clues. And out of the window, from the direction that you walked in, you see just over the sill, a hooded figure outside watching you.
Is it a scarlet hood?
It is a scarlet hood. With a 20, I'll definitely give you that information.
Whoa. They're through the window, so they're outside the building?
Correct.
Okay. Are they like on the pony stall side or the town side?
The town side of the direction of the entrance.
Okay. That's good to know. Can I do a stealth check?
Well, why don't you propose what you would like to do, and we'll see if stealth needs to be involved.
Okay, I want to walk out the back door towards the pony stalls. Like I'm going to clean them.
Okay. Yeah, roll a stealth check.
Then I'm going to loop around and definitely not sneak attack that person. That's another 25.
Holy moly. Yes, you, so Nancy is describing to Alexander and Kreek more of the places that were hit. And so she's like,
Yeah, and I wasn't the only one. They also hit the Flesh Peddler and Brewskis and for real though, so many places were hit.
and then while she's kind of discussing this, you casually sneak around, just very deftly make it through the door around the back. And since you had already seen what the back looks like, you easily find your way through, and you're coming around to the front. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, you do so.
Can I sneak attack this person?
But sure.
Sweet. I'm doing it non-lethally.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Here's the part where I've never snuck attacked before. So I've got my player's handbook open in front of me, and it says, If I'm hidden, I have advantage. And if I have advantage, then and I'm using a finesse or ranged weapon, then I get extra damage dice.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct.
And at level 2, I have an extra d6. So I'm going to roll this d6. It looks like I get 1 for the short sword, which is, it was strapped to my thigh, and when I reach in my pocket, I can get it. Plus 3 because my proficiency, no wait, my dex bonus. So that's 4, plus a d6 from my sneak attack. And that's 5.
Nice. Well done.
Praise the sneak attack, because that was 4 for normal and 5 for sneak attack damage. I'd like to insert the knife in the back of their knee.
Oh my gosh.
Ow.
All right. So you do so without issue. He's completely taken off guard. And when you do so, he lets out a cry of surprise and pain, like, yeah! And then he which knee? Let's just...
The right knee.
The right knee, okay. So he'll tumble to his right, and he'll look up at you. And do you have a fire-breathing kitten's tattoo visible?
No.
Okay. Well, he will have noticed you, thinking that you're just in the building because he saw you earlier. Mm-hmm. And he looks up at you, and what you see is a man that is very aged, and you can tell by his face he's very hard. And he looks up at you with pale gray eyes and he says, "I surrender." And he has his hands up while he's on the ground looking up at you.
Yeah, Kreek spins around as soon as he hears the scream with like 3 daggers already gripped in his hands in like a moment.
Alex has pulled a sword.
And I guess they'll run over.
Yeah. I mean, if he surrenders, there's plenty of time for my companions to reach the person. But
Yes.
I'd like to tell you guys, out of character, he had at least 9 hit points.
Noted.
So when Kreek and Alexander run out, Nancy kind of looks to see what the commotion is, and when she catches the faintest glimpse of a scarlet robe as it's falling, and she's like,
That's the color. That's the color.
Hold on, we can have you identify him in a moment.
All right.
Presumably.
she's kind of nervously, I guess, rubbing her arms together because she's recalling the robbery, and so she's a little bit nervous, but she's comforted that you're there.
Kreek, I know you've had some experience dealing with the criminal underbelly of this world.
You could say that.
I wonder if you could tell me, what would make a criminal return back to the scene of the crime?
Well, Kreek's eyes go a little bit dreamy. Well, you see, some thieves are in it for the money. Some other folks, the much more noble ones, just want to see just how far they can go, what it is they can steal. The money isn't the real, prize. But anyway, it could be a couple things. They might have left something behind, could be coming back to try and clean up evidence. It would be a pretty dumb idea since presumably she's seen their faces, but I don't know.
I look down at the person and I say, Jew, where did you get this robe?
So he looks up at you with his hands still kind of away from his body and head, and he replies,
"This robe is part of my organization. I am a member of the Crimson Lament, and I know why you're here, and I would like to give you information, but..." And he looks left and right and he says, "The streets have eyes and ears. We need to go somewhere more private."
I would like to knock him out so that it looks like he didn't help us, if this makes sense. So I'm explaining out of character why I'm in character, hitting them with the butt of my sword in the head.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on, I gotta look up these battle stats.
Oh, I'm also going to say, pretend I'm knocking you out so you don't lose any street cred. Oh, pretend I am knocking you out so you don't lose any street cred.
You technically get sneak attack because you're surrounded by teammates.
Yeah.
All right, I'll say.
Page
He'll say,
96.
I
Player's
would,
Handbook.
I would recommend, once you've knocked me out, quote unquote,
There were
You
air
take
quote
me.
fingers there.
You take me to the bar across the street.
And you look to your left, and there's a bar there called the 13th Step.
No way in heck I'm getting ambushed by this guy, and I knock him out. Woo!
Like, for real knock him out?
I don't know. I'm going to hit him. I got a 6 on the dice plus 3. Oh, I didn't roll to hit like at all this game, did I? Can I roll to hit?
The first... Yeah. What's the...
I don't know. I mean, like, I could fake knock him out, too. Like, at this point, it doesn't really matter if I do damage or not. He's going to be limp, right?
If you fake knock him out, he might play along, you know what I mean? If you real knock him out, he will absolutely play along.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that's like a 7 to hit, which makes me really glad I didn't roll to hit earlier. I'm going to roll it from now on, though. Don't worry, listeners.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
narratively...
I take the hilt of my short sword and I slam it into the ground right next to his head, and it looks really scary.
It is convincing, and thankfully you're not trying to hit him, because you definitely would have missed.
I wasn't trying to.
I know, but the ground is a very big target, so you got it no problem. And so he gets the message and he goes, "Ugh!" And then he kind of pretends to go limp.
Kreek's just going to grab his hand and start dragging him slowly across the street.
How do we know this isn't a trap?
If it is, we find our criminals.
I have some rope on me. We could tie his hands up at least.
Could be a good idea.
I tie his hands up.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think a rope has the stat that it's a DC 17 to break out of.
Mm-hmm. He does not try to resist.
Noted.
And looking around, have we drawn any commotion whatsoever? Any attention?
Roll a perception check.
That's not bad. 16.
When you look around to see if people are noticing you, there are a handful of folks that kind of give you the eye, but you can tell that this kind of thing happens a little bit more often than they would like, because nobody's really shaken by it. They're like, oh, yeah, okay. And they just keep walking. Like, you don't draw any negative attention, but people are seeing what you're doing.
No worries, folks. Nothing to see here. Fire-breathing kittens business.
You see a lot of people, when you say that, look away, as if, no, I wasn't looking in the first place. It's none of my business.
Kimberley is heavy. Help me drag him faster.
Okay, so what's going through my head is I'm thinking, if we have this person tied up, then even if it is an ambush, we'll kill one of their people. You know, I mean, win-win, pretty safe. Mutually assured destruction. So yeah, I am okay with going to the bar. So I do assist Kreek in dragging.
And I want to, if you will allow me, DM, I want to step back and decide to Nancy's Party Pony Palace real quick and ask her if she has any additional chipmunk, red bunny, or green bird masks in similar vein that I can purchase.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So she says,
Did you catch the blighter? Was he out there?
We able to apprehend this individual. If you want to, would you be able to identify him, actually?
Oh, surely. I remember very well what they look like.
Wonderful. If you want to step out and take a look at him, it would be very helpful for our investigation. Also, before you do, and I ask her about the masks, and in addition to the masks, I notice you have on display here some fireworks. I would like to buy some fireworks from you too.
Of course, yes. No, I mean, that's why I'm here. Yes, feel free to grab some masks and some fireworks, whatever you please, and I'll ring you up.
Sure. So, in particular, the masks in the similar vein of the ones they were wearing, and a bundle of fireworks, whatever that would run me.
okay,
He
I'd
wants
say,
a red bunny mask, a green bird mask, and a chipmunk mask.
Yes.
okay, the masks and the fireworks total to about 3 gold. Like, her prices are pretty reasonable.
Wonderful. Thank you, Nancy. Now, if you want to come take a look at this gentleman.
Okay, well, I'll only go if you'll protect me. I'm very scared, of course.
I put my hand on the hilt of my blade. You have my word.
Okay.
And so she tentatively walks with you.
Well, this is him.
Yeah,
That's
I
not-
imagine that Kreek, who's like 2 feet tall, and then me, I've got an 8 strength. We've dragged him like 5 feet.
So she looks at she kind of looks from a distance at his face and's like,
I don't know this one. That's not the one that robbed me.
Are the robes similar?
Oh, the robe's practically identical. But that man's much older than the one that robbed me. This,
All right. Believe it or not, that helps us quite a bit. We'll get back to you. Probably can use this man to find the others.
You know, while we're here, maybe we should relieve this man of his crimson robes, just in case.
you
I don't know. Undressing a person in the street? Nah. Let's decide in the bar. Bar?
you hear faintly, listen to the lady.
I don't know if you're in the position to make demands, sir.
I am trying to work with you, you hear whispered.
Wonderful. Well, to the bar then.
All right, you make it into the bar. The bartender sees the three of you walking in, hoisting a seemingly unconscious body, and looks at you suspiciously. And as part of his training, tries to like interact with you and use his name. So it's like he's a real person, and you're not a threat to him. It's like, hey, I'm Raymond, and welcome to the 13th step. Come on in. I see your buddy's looks like he's had a little bit too much drink already. We can get you some smelling salts or whatever you need. Not a problem. Just come on down, and if you like, we got a private booth in the back. It's not a problem. Again, my name's Raymond. Whatever you need.
That's wonderful to hear, Raymond. Our friend has had a bit to drink. Is there a table we could sit him down at so that we can help him regain his senses?
Yeah, absolutely. Just go on behind me. We got a couple of private booths, and we're pretty light today. I mean, lunchtime, not too much business, more in the evening. So just take a booth. Nobody should bother. If you want to get drinks out, I can handle that too. Again, my name is Raymond, and y'all just have a great day. I can help you with whatever you need.
You've been a wonderful help, Raymond. Thank you.
Kreek is going to probably run and just quickly pop away and start investigating some of the rooms.
The rooms in this bar?
Yeah. Sorry. Was it? I sort of assumed it was like your general bar that has like maybe a couple in rooms or something, or is it just like a flat bar?
It's a pretty flat bar, but
Okay.
it's rather cavernous and not very well lit. So as you walk in, it's significantly darker than it is with the bright outside. And so where he's directing you to, you can tell would be very private. Like you wouldn't be bothered, and you can talk to this guy freely.
Okay. As long as we're seemingly hidden for now. Low profile. Then Kreek probably try and prop the guy up on one of the chairs and just sit next to him. Dagger
Alright.
up his sleeve, pretty close to the guy's heart.
All right.
And
So
I'd
you
like to
hear-
walk away, but I'm not actually walking away. I'm going like underneath the table near them, behind the guy.
Okay. Well, you're in a booth, so
I'm in the booth behind the guy, but he doesn't know that.
okay. Oh, so he just sees the two, Kreek and Alex, right?
Yeah, I trust them to be able to ask the important questions. Can I do a stealth check?
Yeah.
Can I hide?
Absolutely. Yes, you may hide.
Yeah. Woohoo. Woohoo. That is a 16.
Given how dark it is back here, that you were very well hidden, and he would not think to look where you are. You're
Sweet.
practically invisible to him. And so,
And then
Oh,
to
go ahead.
everyone else, I'm just a person sitting in a booth. Don't mind me. I'm also ugly. Don't mind me.
We got to work on your self-esteem.
No, it's on purpose.
And Alex is already a bit on edge with this individual. So while I do plan on taking part of the interrogation, I also want to kind of keep a keen eye on the surrounding area to see if anyone else is paying attention to us or giving us more than just a passing glance, to, just being generally suspicious of the bar.
Okay, actually, why don't you go ahead and roll a perception check? If all of you want to roll one, that's cool too.
Okay.
Natural 1.
It's a 7 for Alex.
Kreek is showing a 1. Are you... No. Okay, sorry. Cancel that out. 10. All right, so none of you are super perceptive. That's okay, because it's dark, so you're not going to see a whole lot. But what you do see, I guess Kreek would be the most observant. He sees one guy at the bar with the bartender, but he is really focused on feeling sorry for himself. Like he's there just to kind of wallow in his troubles, so to speak. So he does not care about what you're doing. Besides that, the place is empty.
Well, I think for starters, we should get your name, sir, and what exactly you were doing outside of Nancy's Party Pony Palace.
Very well.
He gives a breath and says,
My name is Barnabas Hendrickson, and as I mentioned on the street, I am a member of the Crimson Lament. We are followers of the mighty Thalcor. May the streets run red with the blood of his enemies. Anyway, the reason I need your assistance is something has gone wrong, and I'm not sure what to do. You see, actually, this would be easier if I got a drink. Would you mind if I got a drink? I will buy you drinks as well if you'd like. It's no problem.
Barkeep, 4 schnapshes, please.
If
You
would
look
forgive
around
me,
and notice that there is no Kim.
You would forgive me, Barnabas, for the imposition here, but you may have your drink, but I am not taking these ropes off your hands.
No problem. I suppose I would ask you to help me drink this concoction, since I cannot myself.
well, hold on. Are the hands tied behind him or in front of him?
I'll do it in the front.
Okay, well then he can hold a drink himself. Scratch that thing.
Thank you. No problem at all. I understand your need for security.
So he takes the drink, he brings it to his lips, he consumes it and just kind of moves his body in a way that relaxes him a bit and goes,
I'm sorry, what I'm about to tell you is only for my fellow zealots, and not for the public at large.
It's interesting that you choose to call yourself zealots.
Oh yes, my zeal is undeniable, and I would do anything for Thalcor. May his reign last 1,000 generations.
Right, and the street run red with the blood of the innocents.
Yes.
Who is this Thalcor, exactly?
Well, he is a conqueror from old, and my group, the Crimson Lament, has been working for generations to bring him back, to resurrect this once mighty conqueror. And, as it turns out, not but 2 months ago we were successful. You can imagine the thrill that we experienced when that day had come, finally, after so long. But something went wrong. And instead of the bloodthirsty, conquering Thalcor, we got a petulant, self-indulgent Thalcor. He crush the decadent under the tread of his boot. And he is exactly the thing we despise. Thalcor, may his wrath fall on those who oppose him, was supposed to rid this world of such decadence and leaders that are so weak. But as you see, when we agree to be part of the Crimson Lament, we forever tie ourselves to him, and we can never explicitly disobey him in this life or the life to come. And so now, when this brat asks for party supplies for his birthday party. And you see him roll his eyes just like in disgust. It's like, it shakes me to my core. Now, as you can imagine, I myself, due to my oath, can do nothing against Thalcor. May unbelievers tremble at his name. But if someone did something that happened to cause the end of Thalcor's life, may his conquest be swift and fierce, then that person may find a bundle of gold waiting for them.
And ponies.
Yes, of course, we want nothing to do with such debauchery.
All right. I have a very simple question that will define whether or not we might be interested in this offer. Probably. We talking undead resurrected or cleric fancy god magic resurrected actually back from the dead?
Well, as the ceremony goes, he comes back and is, I guess, what you would normally call a death knight. He's very powerful, very extreme, somewhat undead, but not quite. He's more like a reborn. However, this version of Thalcor, may his thirst for conquest never be sated, is not anything like what we anticipated.
They always do say not to meet your role models.
I was just going to say the same.
Well,
I suspect it was a mistake in the ceremony itself. Perhaps inferior material components or a misspoken word by the inner circle.
So who actually did the resurrecting?
It was we, the Crimson Lament, and we take it in shifts, for it is something we do constantly and have done so for approximately the last 497 years, non-stop. And now he is back, and this is a day that many before me have wished to see, but not in this state, not this way. This is not the Thalcor, may his wrath fall on those who oppose him, that we desire.
And do your fellow Crimson Lamenters share in your sentiments on this?
Well, some of us do. Ever since his rebirth, because of our oath to him and our inability to defy him, he seeks instead of conquest simply more servants to indulge his deplorable desires, cake, rest, music. And so recruitment has been increased a bit, and I will say I do not care for the newer members of the Crimson Lament.
You say your oath prevents you from doing anything to Thalcor. May the blood of the innocents run in the streets.
Yes, yes, you sound like one of us now.
Please don't misunderstand. I absolutely despise you. But my question is your oath one of just personal belief, or is it something you are physically, magically unable to do, to go against?
In order to be in the Crimson Lament, one must endure 3 trials, and at the end of those trials, if successful, if you will manage to escape with your life, and you show the commitment to Thalcor, may the cries of the enemy shake the mountains, then the ceremony is concluded with you swearing yourself to him upon the Orb of Fate, and I believe it is the Orb of Fate that magically seals us, such that we must never disobey him.
where is this orb? Go on.
I walk up as if I were delivering a tray, you know, it's got a beer on it. And I set the beer down on the table, and then I sit down at the table. 2. And I say, how much to kill this guy for you?
The Crimson Lament cares not for money. That is a tool of the decadent. We only respect sacrifice and conquest, so we have stores of money. I don't know how much, but you're free to it. In fact, as legend dictates, if anyone is to best Thalcor, may his wrath fall on those who oppose him. We are to pay tribute to this new champion, so it would be, in fact, my duty to pay whoever, wink wink, would defy him.
Well, I'm sold.
Where does he sleep?
He doesn't sleep in the traditional sense. He is forever. And, but he resides in a throne room in a complex just northwest of this town. Was a former hotel, I believe, but we've reinforced it with walls and gates. It was to be the seat of power for the world as he conquered those before him, but now it seems more of a pleasure sanctum. And you can see just dripping with hatred as he's admitting the reality of what's happening.
When is the birthday party?
It is, well, we are setting up today. We don't know specifically. It could be now. It could be in a week. We are explicitly at the whim of Thalcor. May the unbelievers tremble as his name.
No time like the present. Have a little girl's dreams to make.
That's very true. Out of curiosity, while we're talking to old Barnabas here, and because I have the ability to do so now, I want to activate my divine sense. Is there any, as an action, I would know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of me that is not behind total cover?
Okay. You don't detect anything. It's as if nothing was activated. Quick question for the party. The drinks that came, he's finished his, and he's requesting, like, he's kind of pointing at the bartender like he wants another one. Have any of you consumed your drinks?
No.
Creeks
Alex
down the
has
whole thing.
learned from his last experience, his last adventure.
I just heard that episode, and I was like, oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, no, Creeks is gone.
Okay.
Hold things down.
Okay.
You're like, I will continue to drink and you cannot stop me. Sleep spell? What?
Yeah, so speaking of, Kreek, you feel incredibly drowsy, and in a short order, you pass out on the
Beak
table.
smacks against the table.
How heavy is Kreek?
He's huckable. Like maybe, I don't know, like 50 pounds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You hear like 3 daggers crash to the floor as well that he had like randomly held at some point.
Kreek, are you all right? Kreek?
It's probably the Shirefoot ale. It is quite potent.
That's fine. I've actually been training for this moment, and I'm going to walk over to Kreek and I'm going to lay on hands him.
Oh.
And remove any poisons or diseases that he might have.
Then that would wake him back up. He is now awake.
I slap him on the face a couple times. Kreek, not this time. We need you.
Out of the corner of your eye, you see Barnabas kind of just almost imperceptibly, like, you can see a look of disappointment on his face.
Listen here, buddy, all right? I can outdrink you if you were my weight, all right?
Well, I have no issue drinking more, if that's what you are saying. I'll
I
tell
didn't
you
even
what.
get to make a check on the last one, so I can't.
It is my duty as a member of the Crimson Lament, as per the new direction of Thalcor, may his wrath fall on those who oppose him, to recruit more people. And he does so while rolling his eyes. So, if you were to endure the trials, but I would refrain from committing yourself to the orb, you may have an in. However, I cannot guarantee your safety.
No offense, but I do not trust your plan, and I would prefer to come up with my own plan. But
That is
thank you
quite all right.
for telling me where they are. And, if you want to get us some robes, we can wait here.
Actually, I think I might still have a pair of robes. My sorcerer robes from my last adventure are of a similar crimson color, I believe. How similar would they be to the robes that old Barnabas is wearing.
I don't know what your robes look like. but
Fantasia,
let's-
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, Fantasia Mickey Mouse robes.
Oh, very similar, but with a hood.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, then they're almost dead on.
Wonderful.
So he would say, "It is punishable by Thalcor not to lose one's robe, for this is the symbol of our dedication to him. I am unsure whether I can procure you robes, but it seems this one," and he points at Alexander, "seems to have one already."
Okay. Well, it was very nice talking to you. I don't want you to hear our plan. You guys want to, go somewhere else? This guy doesn't hear our plan? No offense, guy.
If
Barnabas
that is
Henderson.
How do...
Hendrickson, please.
What assurances can you give us that you just won't rat us out and turn us into your people?
Why did I willingly come with you?
It's a
Why?
good question.
What would you have me do? I despise the direction of the Crimson Lament currently, because you see, I am an original member, such that and he's just he's getting so upset, he's turning a little bit red, his face is matching the color of his robe to a degree because he's so agitated. He's
all right.
I
let's
want
not-
nothing more than to worship the true Thalcor. May his name strike fear in the hearts of the bravest warriors.
Let's not pop a blood vessel or anything, Grandpa. The Kreek's gonna just cut the ropes. Well, he'll undo them so that Alex doesn't lose his rope.
Okay.
But
Very
just
well.
you can go on, take a break. Get some fresh air. Getting a little worked up, I think.
I will make my way back to the compound. If you happen to find your way there, that is where I shall be.
Keep your hood off. We'll try not to attack you.
Understood. And he lowers his hood, and he makes his way out of the bar.
I'd like to know if he's limping or not.
Yes, quite a bit.
All
He's but he's showing no emotion in his face. The pain is to him a part of life. So this is kind of yes, anything. This is fine. He worships
yeah.
Thalcor, you see.
No, I'm just assessing the takedown probability for the other red robes. And I'm thinking
Okay.
if I sneak attack them, they'll just walk away with a limp. So change in plans. I'm not going to sneak attack nobody. All right, we're alone, finally. Except for Raymond, the bartender.
Well,
What do
you're
you
far
guys
enough away
think
from
about
him
this?
that he can't hear you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you believe the DM so wholeheartedly, I can see.
Well, I personally don't exactly like this situation, but we take all of their gold, we get the 450 for the contract, we get the ponies back, all 6 of them, yeah, it sounds like a great deal for everybody.
It does, but I'm a little concerned. Raymond said something about not Raymond. Barnabas said something about Falcor being a death knight.
I'm sure it's all just exaggerations or something. Evidently, he's
Right.
just partying. He probably doesn't even know how to fight anymore. Something like
I'm
that.
sure.
We just
Still,
all
I
attack
think we
from the
should-
shadows.
We should at least be careful.
Yeah. You don't live long by being safe.
I don't trust them to have money. If they had money, why did I not pay for the ponies? So I think they don't have any money.
We could be being duped. As devil's advocate, they might just really hate the idea of spending money and buying opulent things, so they have to conquer them or something. They probably don't have any money. But, we do need to get the ponies back at the least.
We do need to do that. Yes.
So as you're discussing, all of you hear the tinkle of a bell as someone enters the bar, and roll a perception check, because you're quite a distance away.
I've been rolling so horribly today, and my only 2 high rolls have been nat 20s, because I just got 25.
Wow.
6 here.
12.
All right. So you see, I'll say Kreek sees a harried-looking guy, 6 feet tall, about 250 pounds. He looks like he's in a very manual profession, blacksmithing or something like that. And he comes to the bartender and he's like, I heard there were heroes in town. Can you direct me to them? Somebody said they walked in here. They made quite a spectacle on the street.
Hi.
His head cocks up and he looks in the back. He's like, are you the heroes?
Probably.
Oh, no, we are.
At the sound of Alex's voice, he kind of cocks his head almost as if he's trying to discover, like, I've heard that voice before. And he takes a pause and he goes, Alex? Is that you?
That's my name. Do I recognize this gentleman?
Yeah, he starts walking toward you. And as he starts walking toward you, you don't need a perception check. It's obvious. This is your good friend from your hometown, Raymond Rouser, or Rosser. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's like, it's me, Raymond. And then Raymond, the bartender, looks up. It's like, what? And it's like, oh, what? And so, there's that typical confusion of people with two names and one name is said and they're not sure who's being referred to. Anyway, but it's like, Alex, I didn't know you were one of the heroes. I haven't seen you in a while. How are you?
I'm doing great. All things considered. Raven, what are you doing here?
I'm trying to track down a friend of mine. His name is Demophon. And, he was running with some bad folks and he got involved in some mess and last I heard he's stuck, like he can't get out. And, I tracked him down. It's something around here somewhere. The Crimson something. I don't know exactly.
Crimson Lament.
Whew, okay,
that sounds
sorry.
familiar.
And I'm like, okay, look, we have way too many quests for us to do today. So, you are going to join us. We are going to go to this hotel. We are going to pose as party delivery people. And we are going to get your friend Demeton. And I am going to kill...
We will eliminate.
Stop being annoying. Yes.
I'm not a fighter. I'm no. Why would you take me?
You look like you could swing a hammer, buddy.
Yeah.
No, I can't put Raymond in danger like that. I'm sorry. We'll take care of it, Raymond, but you need to go back to Shelton. This is dangerous.
Okay, here.
I know,
and
but...
I give him a beer. Does he drink it?
Yes, he does.
Does he fall asleep?
He does, yes.
All right. Let's go.
Well, is this a contestant? Like, it doesn't sound like Alexander's on board.
With him going. He's on board with him not going, right?
Yeah, I don't like the fact that you drugged my friend, but...
He drugged himself.
He drank it willingly, technically speaking.
I look to the other Raymond. Will he be safe here for a while?
Maybe.
I'll pay for a room if you have one.
Okay, yeah, we could do that. Just, you want to just go ahead and get a key? We got keys over here. I'm Raymond, by the way.
Yeah, we got that, Raymond.
Okay, yeah. You said my name and everything. That's fine. I feel safer. What you want to do is here, I'll give you this key. There's a room right there. Nobody's going to bother him. I'll guarantee it.
I'm stealing the napkins.
I will pay extra to make sure that doesn't happen.
Well, that's all right with me. Thank you very much, Mr.
You can call me Alex.
Mr. Alex. Well, that's just fine by me. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Kreek's gonna steal the napkins from the table and hop down.
You successfully steal all the napkins in the kind of commotion.
Well,
This is so crazy.
it gets more chaotic, don't worry.
All right, so what is your next move?
I am ready to sneak attack the next new NPC whose name I have to learn.
I tried to limit it. Come on. I've learned my lesson.
All right, so out of character, want to go to the compound?
I mean, it seems to be the...
Think that's
Best
a
course
good
of
idea.
action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, looks like all roads are pointing to a potentially dangerous fight, but, I promise I won't run away if both of you happen to, fall in combat.
Oh, I have all the faith in the world in you.
I can't break a promise. All right.
Is it like a feather promise, or what's going on here?
No feathers being handed out this time, but I assure you the quality of the promise is no lower. Kreek says, rolling his eyes.
So as you make your way toward the outside the bar, and in the general direction that Barnabas instructs you, his instructions are extremely clear. And so you make your way to a more run-down part of the town. It's not shabby, but it's not as opulent as where you were. Where you were was clearly either like a tourist center or commercial district, things like that. This is not as much so, but you can see one building in particular that is rather large, and it's 3 stories tall, and by it are a couple of smaller buildings, and all of these buildings are enclosed within a courtyard, surrounded by tall walls approximately 20 feet tall, and there's a courtyard in kind of between all the buildings there, although the courtyard may not be visible given that there are walls. There's one visible entrance from the direction that you're coming. It's a rather tall archway, and you can see the prongs of what look to be a portcullis that is raised on the front part. And standing before the building are a handful of guards in similar robes. And now that I've described where we are, and to give you time to think of what you're going to do, we're going to take a break. So joining us today were Alexander Rivers.
Oh man, I'm meeting so many people from my hometown. This is crazy. I feel like a real adventurer now.
Kimberley Miller.
I definitely want to buy some of that alcohol to take with me later. What a good poison drink. Yay.
And Kreek the Fleet.
Yeah, I'll be needing to grab some of that. What's this? An owl seems to have thrown a review letter into my hands. Let's see. This one's from Caroline, 1202. I've only started listening partway through 2022, but this has quickly become one of my daily drivers. Keep it up, guys. Thank you very much, Caroline.
Yeah, thanks. That was really nice. And if you have a review and you'd like to send it to us, then by all means, we'll read it on the air.
Leave it on iTunes. We'll read
Yes,
it on
iTunes
air.
is the right one.
Yeah.
All right, bye, everybody.
See ya, folks.
Bye.
Bye. We hope that you're enjoying this episode of Fire Breathing Kittens. This episode's shout out is from capital I, V, possibly an L, X, capital S, who says, quote, "Great job graduating, Anastasia. Vika and Kasisha are so proud of you. Now get a job." End quote. Can you think of someone who might enjoy this podcast? Please share it with them. Is a special day coming up? We can wish them a happy message on your behalf. You can arrange for us to read your shout out on air at firebreathingkittenspodcast.com. Do you enjoy reading books? You can find books based on our adventures on Amazon.com, ranging from ebooks to paperbacks to hardcover novels and audiobooks on Audible. The authors do a great job of adapting the stories into fun novels. We also have official merchandise on redbubble.com. Lastly, we don't pay to advertise our show, so the only way we can grow is if you tell someone about us. Is there an episode that might make someone smile? Tell them about it. Thank you.
Welcome back to Fire Breathing Kittens. For those of you who like to skip to the break, like where we're at now, and rely on a very detailed yet succinct summary of what happened in the first half, you're in luck. You've come to the right time. So, what I'm going to do is roll a d20, and my players are going to roll a d20, and the one that they roll closest to my roll is going to give us a quick summary of what's happened so far.
Kreek's got a natural 1.
6.
Alex has a 5.
Oh no.
Oh, this is trouble.
Did I say 4? I meant to say 4.
Oh,
Good.
well, that makes things
it's
easier
a 6.
because
It's a 6. It's a 6.
I rolled a 3, which is precisely between Kreek and Alex. So We can have a roll-off, or one of you can start it, and the other of you can end it.
You could start, Alex, and I can take over.
Sure. I'll do my best. So, Kreek the Fleek, myself, Alexander Rivers, and our good companion, Kimberley Miller, all of us, members of the Fire-Breathing Kittens Guild, has received a contract from a lady by the name of Nancy in Shireford upon Emu, where there had been an uptick in recent thefts around the town of businesses of all sorts. Nancy's business, Nancy's Party Pony Palace, as well as some of the others, such as the Flesh Peddler and the Brewski, had their businesses criminalized, and well, that can't stand for Alexander Rivers trying to be a hero and all. So we accepted the contract and headed to the village, the town. Upon arriving, we had a quick meal at the Flesh Peddler, where we met Maria. And by the way, I believe she might have had a crush on Kreek. But we learned a bit more about the town. We got directions to Nancy, where we went to our business, the Party Pony Palace. And after talking to Nancy, we discovered that not only... Well, we met a nice little girl named Lily who was hoping to have a birthday party and wanted to purchase or rent a pony from Nancy's Party Pony Palace and could not do so because all of Nancy's party ponies from the Party Pony Palace had been procured. I'm going too far with this. Pilfered, there you go, pilfered by a nefarious group, which we learned about after talking with Nancy and getting spied upon by a strange individual in crimson robes who, and I will let Kreek take it from here.
Well, unbeknownst to him, he got shanked in the back of the knee by Kimberley, and that kind of ended his spying right there. Turning around to hear the commotion, Alex and I hobbled our way over, and seems like he wanted to talk to us, potentially. Well, as we would soon find out, things weren't exactly going his way within his organization. So we expertly knocked him out, and then quickly dragged him across the street, and put him up in the bar where no one saw us whatsoever, and not at all. And he revealed himself to be a member of the Crimson Lament, which, if you ask me, is some kind of crazy cult, and they've apparently done a big mistake and resurrected their hero. And who would have guessed it doesn't live up to the legends, but oh well. I believe the man's name was Barnabas, and he certainly seems the culty type. Doesn't like that their conqueror zealous hero is actually just wanting birthday parties and lavish goods and things, but, you know, if I'd been dead for a couple 100 years and saw all the new stuff we have nowadays, I'd probably do that too. Either way, he was hoping that we could maybe wipe him off the radar, push him off a bridge by accident, you know, just make him go away, conveniently, freeing them all from their duties, per se. At least that's how I interpreted it. There seems to be an orb that they have sworn upon that seems to potentially magically hold them to their oaths. Probably a good idea to maybe break that. And I do believe Alex's friend here, Demifan, I didn't quite catch the name, might have been indoctrinated into this cult and maybe in the need of rescuing. Guess we'll see how that goes.
Thank you for those summaries, gentlemen. You helped me understand how needlessly elaborate my plot has been so far. So, thank you. We return to the scene where our party has come across the compound of the Crimson Lament. Standing across the street, they see a walled set of buildings, one larger on their left, 3 stories tall-ish. To the right, some smaller buildings, although not immediately visible from the road past the wall. What are you... Oh, and then guards in front? And I need everybody to roll a perception check.
As is tradition for Alex, I have a 1.
I can't seem to roll anything except for a nat 20 or something lower today, so we have an 11.
13.
Okay. So, Kreek and Kimberley see a guy spinning a sign. He is also in a crimson robe, but he's got the sleeves cut off to allow him the more dexterous ability to do the sign spinning, and it says recruitment, and he's just spinning it kind of to the side.
I'm sure that's within uniform protocol.
Technically still has his robe, so according to Barnabas, I think he's good.
Were we gonna go with the indoctrinate ourselves into the cult plan, or?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay.
It's a very
Guess
casual...
I've done crazier things for a hit.
Yeah, I mean, I defer to you, Kreek, on this matter. If it was up to me, I would probably just march in there and demand to see the leader, but that probably won't go very well.
I mean, you can do that as a recruit. They love seeing leaders and worshiping them. Just be like, I want to lick your toes. And they'll be like, that's normal.
We could say we have a gift.
Yeah, no, let's totally. We will join as new recruits and then wish them a happy birthday with a gift. Let's do it.
Is there an art supply store anywhere?
Back in the main area, that was the more commercial district where you found the party supplies and the bar. Yes, there are gift shops and art supply stores there.
Okay.
It's not a very far walk.
Assuming the rest of the party's okay with a quick 3-minute cut to Kreek just sprinting across town, buying a bucket of gold paint, and then coming back.
Yeah.
Okay. Kreek's going to take his cloak off, hide his daggers and things under his feathers, and then just pour the bucket of gold paint over his head. I am now the golden goose of myth. We will present me to him, and golden eggs, right? You guys have heard of this one, right? Okay. Just you do whatever you need to sell me up. Just, who doesn't want a golden goose? This will be great.
Very
Can't
true.
see this failing.
I want you to, Kreek, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Either roll a sleight of hand or a performance check to see how good of a job you've done painting yourself, to see if it's, demure or sloppy.
Because
15?
I have the trained sleight of hand ability, may I do the help action?
Absolutely, yes.
I was about to use another ability, but that saves me its usage. I somehow rolled lower.
And I would like to narrate that, for a person who doesn't look like she's wearing any makeup, she contours you real good,
Interesting.
If
So
you've
yeah,
never
it's
seen a person draw a C-shaped nose on their face with contour, it really does look like they have a broken nose.
interesting.
But that is just normal skin. Makeup's cool. Anyway, so
If you got a 15, that's more than sufficient. I think that's a good job.
That pain is
15
going to be hell to get out, Kreek.
I'm losing all my feathers at this rate anyway. I'll just pay a cleric to regenerate them afterwards.
they're gold now.
They're gold. It's probably going to make me even harder. I mean, I couldn't fly to begin with, but now I don't have a chance.
Oh.
And I definitely stole the gold paint, by the way.
And while that is all going on, I think Alex is going to go ahead and redon his sorcerer's robe from the previous adventure on top of his armor. And I'm going to put on the red bunny mask.
DM, I would like to have visited the pet shop in town and purchased a leash and collar.
That happens. You now have a leash and collar.
A golden goose?
Oh, no. All right.
Okay.
I'll put it on. But I don't like that I wasn't asked for consent first.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm asking, do you want this thing? I figure it'll give you...
No, it's too late. You already bought it. We're going to go with this plan. No, it's just fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay, all right. I'm definitely, just for the listeners, definitely not doing anything non-consensually. I have a leash and a collar, and I'm like, yes/no. DM, all right. So I don't yet have any of the abilities that I'll have at higher level, but I want you to know that at level 13, I'm going to gain the ability to unerringly mimic another person to the point that if my ruse is indiscernible to the casual observer, and this is the whole spec of my build. So I want to really help this person, Kreek, pass as the golden goose, a present that we're presenting.
Kreek is also a Kenku, so he has the almost ridiculously powerful ability to mimic just about anything he's ever heard, so he can probably make goose noises very well.
Yeah, it's just a goose. Why would you think it was anything else?
Excellent.
And I'll carry all your stuff, Kreek, except the daggers that you've tucked in everywhere.
Yes.
All right.
So just to set the scene and make sure I understand, Alex has his robe, his scarlet robe over his armor,
Yes.
and then you're wearing a bunny mask also.
Yes.
Okay. And then Kreek is covered himself in gold paint and has removed his pack, given it to Kimberley with the exception of daggers that are expertly hidden amongst your feathers, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then Kimberley has attached, with consent, a collar onto Kreek to go with the ruse of presenting the gift of a golden goose, while Kreek mimics the goose with his expert mimicry. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Cool. We're all up to speed. Go ahead, party.
All right. And one more proposal. We split the party. I think Alex should enter the recruitment pool as if you didn't know us, and we'll both be in the same orientation, of course, and like both be in the same compound, but like no one will know that we know each other.
Yeah, I think that's a great plan.
Thank you. All right. So like 15 minutes before we show up, Alex.
All right. Well, wish me luck. Here goes nothing. I'm going to make my way over to the dude bro spinning the sign.
All right. The dude bro is like, he as you get closer, he's wearing sunglasses and he kind of gives you the smile and nod like, yeah. And then he does the point to a side entrance. And you assume that's where recruits are supposed to go.
Thank you. Praise be to Falcor. May he feed on the blood of the innocent.
You'll get there, man. Just do the recruitment.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Thank you. And I'm making my way to the side entrance.
All right. You go in. There is a lobby with 2 other hopefuls in there. And as you walk in, you're handed some literature of what benefits await you and other aspiring team members if you join Team Thalcor.
What kind of benefits am I looking at?
Oh, well, so full dental, number 1, which in this context is very rare. They also talks about being showered with gifts, but kind of randomly because surprises are part of the fun element of being on the team. And then they talk about being building something important. Like you're not just a worker. You're building a dream. You're helping to write history by being a part of this organization. And it's very flowery, much more flowery than the DM is apparently able to convey to you right now. But full dental, I don't know if I mentioned that.
Yeah, man, this Falcor paints a very pretty picture. I'm very excited to join. Is there anything I need to do? Am I waiting for someone?
So there is a number taker machine, and then there's a mechanical sign that flips to the number that matches whoever has the ticket. And so you're instructed, okay, you take a number, you're number 35, and it says now serving 32, and it just switches to 33, and one of the people in the room gets up and goes into, it looks like an inner room. And so
Good luck.
he goes, thanks, man, and walks right in. And so you're going to sit there for probably, I'll say the time between when 33 goes in and 34 goes in is probably 10 to 15 minutes. So you can expect that time and then that time again.
Oh, no. Before 10 to 15 minutes have passed, the next person in line is going to be Kim with the present.
Oh. In the recruitment station?
Yeah.
Or at the main
we walked
gate?
up to the dude bro spitting a sign.
Okay.
And I was like, Darko has arisen. I have a present.
Yeah. He does a fist pump and he points you to the recruitment door.
Yeah, that way we're in line behind Alex, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you get the same literature as you walk in. And then there's a number taking station. If you'd like to take it, you would be number 36.
Yeah, and then
Fire
you don't
breathing
have a
kittens
number.
doesn't even offer dental. I mean, honk.
Yeah.
All right, some time passes. Did you want to
Wait, what
make
number am I?
small talk? Or you're 36. Alex is 35. Kreek, are you
Is a
just a
goose.
gift? Or yeah,
I
okay,
am
he's
just a
goose.
goose.
Yeah, why would a goose take a number? That would be a silly goose.
Honk.
Number 34 kind of looks at the goose like, what was I supposed to bring something? Or but then
don't
at that
know.
moment when he's murmuring to himself, his number comes up and he walks in, and you hear as the door opens almost like a celebratory music sound thing, but you're not sure. It's very brief. And so now you're alone in the lobby, just the three of you.
I look to the people behind the counter. Is there a party going on the other side of the door?
Oh no, we're just doing the trials. If you want to be in the Crimson Lament, you gotta pass the trials, and so we're just doing the trials. And so, don't worry, you'll get your turn, and I'm sure you'll do great. We've been recruiting like crazy, and we would love to have you on the team. If you
I'm
have
so
any
excited.
questions, you can ask.
I do. What are the trials? Are they hard?
Well, I will say they used to be a lot harder, but we've refined them, I guess you could say, to find the optimal team members, you know. So there are 3 trials, and so far everybody's passed every single one. So I don't think you're going to have a problem. But if you do, we may have to reevaluate your candidacy. You know what I mean?
I don't know what you mean.
I have a question in general. Aren't you already wearing a red robe?
I
So, like, couldn't you bluff your way into saying that you were secret shopping and just, like, walk in?
I could, but Alex doesn't cross his mind at all.
So they're sending someone with red robes into the trials. Okay, all right.
Oh, no one else has red robes. Like it's actually, she looks at Alex quizzically like,
And I have a bunny mask on.
Yeah.
right. She's unsure what to do, but she you can tell that her disposition is to be welcoming and encouraging.
Should I not wear the mask? I heard around town that masks were involved. If I don't need it, I'll take it off.
Well, if it makes you comfortable, that's fine. I mean, you don't need to... We want you to be you, okay? So, if that's who you are, that's fine. Go ahead, wear the mask. But don't feel like you need to wear the proverbial mask. Because we want the real you to be a part of the team. Do you know what I mean?
I do. Yeah, you know, this is probably silly. I will temporarily take the mask off,
Okay.
but I'm going to keep the robes on, damn it.
Yes.
Oh, why are you hiding such a good-looking face? You should take that mask off.
Oh, thank you. I will. I didn't know what to expect.
That's fine.
And then at that moment, your number shows up. So 35 is active. It's like, oh, is that you? Are you 35?
That's me. Wish me luck.
Well, good luck. I know you'll do fine. You'll be all right.
I head to the door.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I don't want to go through the trials. I want to make a delivery of a goose. So, is there like I would like to do a deception check on the person who gave him be yourself advice.
Okay.
Okay. I have a delivery for the birthday party. But those trials, they look very interesting. Is there it's to a person who is overseeing a trial. Where is the observation window? I'll be in and out. And that's my deception check.
Oh, okay.
Give me a sec. And can I roll?
Yes, I'll have to roll insight.
So I just want to observe Alex's trial with my goose delivery. 17?
Ooh, I got a 16, so you are in luck. She looks at you kind of squinty, like,
I never heard nothing like that. But I guess so. I know Barnabas is doing the trials today, so
Yeah, come with me. You're gonna have to come around the counter and come through this door. I'll escort you. Let me lock up the front recruitment door so nobody comes in while I'm not here. So she goes to lock the door, and then she escorts you through the back door with the goose. And as you walk through, you hear kind of this very upbeat. It's almost like music, but just kind of a rhythmic, encouraging. Like you feel better just listening to it, and makes your way to what would be an observation deck that's overlooking these 3 platforms. And sitting there is Barnabas from earlier from the bar. And he looks at you and still very stone-faced. And then he looks at Kreek and like you can see, even though he's extremely disciplined, you see a hint of like, what the hell is this?
Honk.
It's like, he goes,
So, what is this, Bertha?
Well, this person right here says she's got a gift for you, so I figured, I know you're busy in the middle of the trials and all, but I just want to make sure you got the gift. You know, you being one of the senior members and all.
That will do. You, gift deliverer, sit with me.
Okay. I sit down and I put the goose on the chair next to me.
All right.
Pat, pat. Hop up, goose.
he whispers to you,
Don't interfere.
I'm a gift for Thalcor. That's how we'll get in close.
I can see how the opulent would enjoy something like that, but, well, I'm sure it will work. We'll see.
And so as they're speaking, you see Alexander come in through some doors.
Don't die, Alex. We don't want to have to interfere.
And so you see Thalcor reach for a device that allows for thaumaturgy, and his voice gets very loud and echoey. And he says,
Welcome to the trials. Before you are 3 difficult trials to see if you have the mettle to be in the Crimson Lament. First will be to make sure that you hide nothing. We have the trial of uncovering.
and so, and to help me with this, and you can hear his voice kind of get a little bit sadder. He's like,
is our new recruit, Pepper Tango.
and so coming onto the stage on the platform with you is this picture scarlet robe, but form-fitting and lots of jewelry that kind of contrasts very well, that kind of makes it accentuated. And then hood down, ponytail, but very like, imagine a YouTuber. So kind of just very vibrant and very attention-getting.
Yeah.
It's like,
Okay, hey, so glad you're here doing the trials. Ooh, everybody clap.
and then you hear applause from somewhere, but the people applauding aren't visible necessarily.
And say, okay, we're gonna put you in a zone of truth. So step right over there.
And what would you like to do, Alexander?
Oh, wow. Sure. I think I'm a pretty honest person. Wherever you need me, and I'll head where she tells me to go.
Okay.
You actually are the one person who, amongst our party, there's 2 rogues, you guys, and one innocent 18-year-old.
One sorcerer /
Yeah.
paladin.
Yeah. Child at
so-
heart. So innocent.
So, okay, so all you need to do is spin that wheel, and then whatever it lands on, that's the question I'm going to ask you. And you need to answer it truthfully so we can know all your secrets. Are you ready?
Yes, of course.
Okay. I need you to roll a d8.
Alrighty. That's a 1.
All right. Okay. Here's your first question. What is your favorite color? Remember, you need to tell the truth.
Oh, absolutely. No, without question, my favorite color is yellow.
And she says, he says yellow. And everybody kind of pauses to see if you take any psychic damage. And looks like you're perfectly fine. She's like, that's right. And so you hear applause. And it's like, you passed trial number 1. Congratulations. You're so good. You're going to be a great addition to the Crimson Lament.
The conqueror we're sitting next to is gritting his teeth.
Oh, yeah. You hear a grinding sound, and it is him trying to contain his rage, but is escaping through the grinding of his teeth.
I'm not sure who I want to help.
And he would whisper to you, it used to be that they would reveal their innermost dark secrets, and we would use it against them for the next trial. And so, while he's explaining this to Kreek and Kimberley, Pepper escorts you to the second platform. She's like, are you ready for trial 2?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so the trial's gonna be the trial of humiliation. Oh, so let's see if you can handle what we're gonna throw at you. And so, at this point, as Pepper's explaining what's gonna happen, Barnabas leans over to Kreek and Kimberley and says, it used to be that we would have them march through the streets nude, while they pulled a giant rock upon which we stood and proclaimed their innermost secrets. Now it is a dance-off. And so Pepper says, okay, let me introduce one of our members. His name is TikTok. TikTok, come on out.
And I'm not killing this guy. I'm not killing Thalcor. I refuse. Just letting you guys know, it's not happening.
And
I'll
so
fight to protect this man.
super energetic comes out, and he's just like bopping to the beat, and you just start hearing this rhythmic sound again. That's what you heard earlier, but you weren't sure where it's coming from. But now it's clear that it's a very bass heavy song, very melodic, and he starts dancing, and so he does very well. I'm going to roll for a performance check, and what you need to do is also roll for a performance check.
Alrighty.
Oh, we put the sorcerer, the one with the like +5 performance or whatever, in this trial.
I got a pretty good bonus. That's a 17.
Ooh. He gets a 9. I think TikTok's been dancing a lot today, so he's not as sharp as he could be. You can see him kind of a little bit ragged. He's not as crisp with his moves, but you are popping and locking and just swaying. Actually, you know what? Why don't you describe?
Oh, I know exactly. So Alex, as his backstory dictates, is from a very small town called Shelton, backwater country farm town. So Alex does the only dance he knows how to do, which is square dancing.
Well, as you do it, and somehow partnerless, because you're not do-si-doing with anybody, but you're still going through the motions, and you're super smooth, and from some unknown location, you just hear applause, and people are wild about your dance, and Pepper goes,
Whoa! Can you believe that? Wow, what a great job he did.
and again, Kreek and Kimberley just hear like a low tone, almost like a grunt, but not just kind of, it's a displeased tone.
It's like, okay, last trial, are you ready?
I think so. I think I got this.
Of course you are. You're a superstar. Okay, last trial before the orb. This is the trial of ultimate fear. And so she gets into the description. And again, Barnabas leans over to Kreek and Kimberly's like, it used to be when I joined. We would walk across jagged stones and coals barefoot, while scythes would swing at us and poison darts were launched at us. Now it's so much worse. So Pepper says, okay, so survey says this is the worst fear that most people have, and you're going to have to do it. It is public speaking.
So I'm going to need you to roll. There's another wheel to spin, and the equivalent is you would roll a d6.
D6, okay. That's 4.
Okay. All right. Uh-oh. Looks like the topic is puppies, cutesy wootsy or nasty wasty. So, you have 30 seconds to tell us if puppies are cutesy wootsy or nasty wasty. And then, before you begin, let me introduce our studio audience. And so, what you see is, what you didn't notice before is there was a barrier between you and where the applause was coming from, but now it lifts. And now you see hundreds of crimson-robed figures staring at you. It's like, you have 30 seconds. Go! And so now, Alex, please tell us your thoughts on puppies.
I absolutely think puppies are cutesy wootsy. When I was a boy, I had, there was a bunch of puppies on the farm. They would, help with the guarding of the flock, and me and my sister would play with them all the time. And we had this one puppy. It was a Dalmatian, and it was very fond of playing hide and seek. It would get in all kinds of places. One time it got into the laundry basket while my mom was hanging out clothes, and we were looking for it, and we looked all for forever, and when we finally found it, it was covered in all these old linens, and it was just the most adorable thing in the world. And absolutely, I 100% wholeheartedly agree that puppies are cutesy wootsy.
Oh, you see her holding the cards that she was reading from to her chest, like, oh, that is so cute. And so I need you to roll a persuasion check or deception check if you were lying about it.
Oh, Alex would never lie about this. That is going to be 23.
Gosh. People in the audience, you can hear sniffles of just like how touched they were, because that was such an excellent argument for how cute puppies are. And Pepper's like, it looks like you made it. Oh, right. So, what's your name? And are you ready to be part of the Crimson Lament?
Well, my name is Alex, and I think I am ready to be part of the Crimson Lament.
Okay, so let's, and you see, as she's talking to you and kind of getting to know you, the platforms that you were on previously rotate, because this is the larger building that you had seen from the 3-story building you'd seen from outside. The platforms rotate to reveal a giant white orb, probably, I'd say 1 meter in diameter, and it's pulsing white. It's like, okay, well, this is the last step before you join our very cool club. So, what you need to do is walk over there, put your hand on the orb, and I'll ask you some questions, and then you just agree, okay? And Barnabas, at this point, will lean over to Kimberley and Kreek. It's like, we need to stop him. Otherwise, he will be trapped by Thalcor. May the blood of his enemies flood the world.
I would like to throw the goose.
Oh no.
All right.
It's escaping.
Conk.
I'm not sure how to... Okay, do a dexterity-based attack roll. So, D20 plus your proficiency, or your dex modifier, rather.
It's a 12 on the dice. My dex is a +3.
Nice. Okay. So you deftly throw this giant, well, I guess not giant, this goose toward the crowd, toward where Alexander is. And most of the audience would say something in surprise, like, oh, or woo, or, you know what surprise sound like. And then Pepper looks and is like, what in the world is that? And so Alexander, her head turns. And so you are at the orb, and what you can choose to do something, and then Kreek, you're falling toward the orb. I'll say the drop is
Oh, God.
15 feet from the
Kreek
observation deck.
Kreek is like trying to flap his wings, like to maybe lessen the fall even a little bit, even though he can't really fly. And just like while doing that, he does a motion to like Alex that's just like smashing, kind of like
Yeah.
a smashing motion before he just like careens into the floor and like slides 10 feet
So,
on his face.
as much as Alex is enraptured by what is going on right now, seeing the falling Kreek kind of snaps him back to his purpose, to his goal. And with the direction given by Kreek, I am going to, hopefully with the distraction, swiftly pull out my sword and go to smash the orb.
Okay. If that is the case, I need everybody to roll initiative.
18.
Five for Alex.
Screw you. That's a 5 for Kreek.
All right. What are your dexterity
Plus
scores?
3.
+1 for me.
Okay, so I'll have Kreek go before Alex. I'll roll for what you see is as you strike. I'm going to give actually you, Alexander, the first hit, and then we'll start at the top of the order from there. Oh my gosh, a 1. Okay, so that's a crappy. Well, I guess it's good news for you guys. As you strike the orb, you see come from the shadows 5 Crimson Lament cultists. And so I need you to roll to hit the orb, and then I need you to tell me about any damage that may show up.
Sure. That is going to be a 20 to hit.
Nice.
That hits.
And damage-wise, that is going to be 10 slashing damage.
Cool. All right. You hear the crystalline ping as you kind of hit this. It's kind of glass, but kind of not. But there's the distinct ring that comes out, and it gets everybody's attention because some people that were either focused on Pepper or excited about the situation, everybody's attention is now focused on what you're doing. And Barnabas is like, I'm not sure that was a good idea. Kimberley, you are up.
I'm gonna sneak away.
Can you be specific?
Yeah. All right. So my friends are down 15 feet in some sort of like stage that has raised seats around it. Hundreds of red-robed people are watching us. What they could use is a good exit, and what I could go get is a laundry cart. So I'm going to go do that. I'm going to sneak away. I'm going to see what I can find. I'm looking for like a hot dog cart, looking for like a laundry cart, looking for like, a movable, rectangular, hollow thing. Ice cream.
Okay. I have an idea of what you're looking for, so that's perfect. Why don't you roll a stealth check? Or are you doing this stealthily?
Yeah, I'm leaving. Barnabas won't even know I'm gone. Nobody will. That is a natural one, though, so,
Oh. So as you turn to sneak away, there in throwing Kreek, some feathers came dislodged, and there was just a handful of feathers, which normally wouldn't bother anybody, but as you turn to sneak, you slip on the feathers and make quite a clatter, and now Barnabas is looking at you like, where are you going?
Out. And then I just keep going. So he saw me, but I don't think that will stop me.
He is determining what to do, and so I'll say just out of character, out of DM, you probably have a turn or two to move before he decides to make a move in some direction.
Okay. All right. I kind of thought you were on our side, Barnabas, but I'm outside. I'm in the hallway. I imagine people are like running into the room, right? So I'm kind of casually, slowly walking against the flow of screaming, running people.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
Well,
I'll
it's
leave it
still
there.
early. Like, people are surprised, but nobody's quite moving yet. And just as a reminder, Barnabas asked you to ask somebody to do something to Thalcor. The orb was not part of the conversation, so this is kind of, we'll just say, a surprise to him. But the DM knew that this was a possibility, so don't worry, it's not a total surprise. Anywho, Alex, you're up again.
Thought it would have been Kreek, no?
Oh, no, you're right. Sorry, Kreek. Because you're
All
dexterous.
right. Yes. Kreek's going to peel himself off the floor. Did I take any damage from that fall?
So I'll say, what is the normal... I'm not familiar with fall damage.
It's like
What
a
is it?
D6 per 10
D6.
feet, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll a d6 and then cut that in half because you landed on some people.
Oh, perfect. All right, a 2. That's a 1. Perfect.
All right. 1 smushing damage.
Cool.
I'll say laterally, also, you're probably about 25 feet away from the orb.
Wonderful. Kreek's going to just sprint, kind of on all fours, almost just over to Alex, a bit out of breath because he's covered in gold paint. Man, it's like it's hard to breathe with all this on my skin. Anyway, he's going to make a rapier attack against the orb. However, since Alex is next to me, I get sneak attack if I hit. That's a big if, though. But we'll see. My rolls have... It's going to be a 14. It's no longer a 14. Does a 9 hit?
A 9 does not hit. Although I appreciate you trying to be sneaky against the orb.
You know, sneak attack is just, you're just calculating. You're hitting like just
That's
the right
true.
point. You know,
You're
I'm
looking
finding
for
a
the
crack,
weakness.
a little crack that Alex made, and I'm just digging into it. You said a
can see that.
9. A 9 doesn't hit?
Does not hit. You definitely try to thrust your rapier, but what happens is it gets a little bit stuck. The paint residue is a little sticky, and so you're not as smooth as you normally would be. And so as you go to attack the orb, your aim is just slightly off, and what you end up doing is when you hit a spherical surface, it kind of slides up. So you don't hit it dead on, but it kind of just glances off and doesn't do any damage.
Gotcha. In that case, I'm going to use my cunning action to dolphin dive into the crowd and hide.
Okay.
I'll just hide in the crowd, just kind of in between all their legs, sprinting, or just like casually moving out of the way, so like no one really gets a beat on me. And I think that counts as a hide action.
Yes. Go ahead and roll a stealth check. I'm going to say at disadvantage because 1, you're painted gold, and 2, hundreds of eyes just watch you try to strike an orb that everybody's
that's
focus was
completely
on.
fine.
So, okay.
With disadvantage, it's a 19 though, because I'm a sneaky
Oh my
boy.
gosh. Wonderful. Okay. So, yes, you somehow managed to hide very, very well. You're beneath the robe of a centaur's Crimson Lament version, and so the robe itself expands very far out, and you have plenty of room to just hide in there.
All right.
All right. So now, is that your turn?
Yeah, that is.
Okay. Now, Alex, you're up again.
Smash that orb! Smash that orb!
Well, that is an option on the table. Looking around, what am I like? What is the disposition of the people who are now looking at me? Like, are people coming at me or?
So one thing that you've noticed is Barnabas has a look about him that is like you'd be going up against a brick wall. Very hard, very unforgiving. These people in the audience are not like that. They're, you can tell that after going through the trials that it doesn't take a whole lot to get through. And so the people in this audience are very squishy and somewhat cowardly. And so not a whole lot of them are moving, but you do see on the wings of the stage, there are about 4 that are making a move toward you.
Okay. And although we have not received a description yet, do I see anybody that would indicate to me that Valcor is in this crowd?
Roll a perception check.
Sure. Can do. Alex, special, 3.
You cannot tell. Basically, there's just kind of the way it's lit is you can kind of see maybe the first 2 rows, and all you see are crimson robes. Beyond that is darkness. And so there might be something there, but you can't tell.
Alrighty then. I'm going to, with my free hand, I'm going to grab the orb.
Yes, steal that orb! Steal that orb!
Okay, so it's a meter in diameter.
Oh, so it's big.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty large.
Oh, okay. Well then, does it look like any damage has been done to it so far?
Yeah, so you had a pretty good crack at it, and it is not as... Before it was flawless, and now you can see there are some cracks not like at the surface level, but almost underneath, if that makes sense. So as you look into it and it's pulsing white, it's still pulsing the same cadence, but when it illuminates, you can see that there are visible cracks almost beneath the surface.
All right. Oh, well, I mean, it looks like this orb is pretty important, so I'll attack it again.
All right, give me an attack roll.
Sure. That is going to be a 15.
Ooh, that does not hit.
What? Hey,
Oh.
Alex, that orb has a higher AC than me.
So as you attack it, there's something about the aura emanating from it. I guess, as you move your sword toward it, I want you to give me an Arcana roll.
That'll go well. 13.
13. You can tell that this is a very, very powerful magic object. And so much so that you almost touch the fringes of the magic with your consciousness, your magical ability, and you could almost swear that this is alive, but you can't tell. Like it's like something's up with this. It's very strong. So as you go to swing your sword, either something compels you to move to not quite strike true, or somehow, and you don't see it, but it's able to deftly move out of the way, even though it looks stationary.
All right. So then as a free action, I will just shout out into the crowd, I wish to speak to Falcor!
Nice. Is that the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn, yeah.
DM,
Well,
I have proposed a cart. It is a janitor's cart. There's an image of it in the chat. On one side, it has a large, dark green trash can. And on the other side, it has a yellow trash can with a plastic liner. I've noticed that that's 2 hiding spots for my friends. And so I would like to find this janitor's cart.
Okay. I will say, when it gets to your turn, I will describe the cart that you do find, because you are on the hunt and you're very focused. And there's a lot of birthday preparations happening, and so there's a lot of carts around. So, but we're not quite there. It is their turn.
Oh no.
And so you see what I guess Alex sees. I'm not sure if Kreek is watching from under the robes, and I know Kimberley has left the room. What Alex sees is 4 robed figures moving toward him, kind of flanking him, 2 on each side. But before they get to you, Alex, you hear, "Stop right there." Hold on. I'm going to try that again without clipping. "Stop right there." And then immediately the cultists halt in their tracks, and they do not move, and their eyes get wide, and they're looking at you and they're looking at each other, but they're not even moving their heads. And then you hear this voice that says, "Who are you and why are you here?" To Alex.
My name is Alexander Rivers. I was dispatched here on behalf of the fire-breathing kittens. I'm looking for Falcor. Is that you?
Indeed. And what we're going to do now is put a pause on the initiative, because effectively Falcor has stopped the fight, and it's now a conversation between him and Alexander. So in the meantime, Kreek and Kimberley, if you guys want to do whatever you guys were going to do, now you have some extra bandwidth to do so. So Falcor will address Alexander and say, "Dispatched in what way? It appears to me you were to be one of my loyal team members, but for some reason you felt obligated to strike a defenseless orb. Why would you go and do something like that?"
You're right. That was probably a brash move on my part, but to be honest, I tend to act without thinking sometimes. I have to admit I'm a bit conflicted. From what I've seen so far of your order, you seem to be relatively harmless people. Much...
Oh, he takes offense at that.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to offend, but there's been a lot of crime happening in Shireford upon Emu, and, well, I'm here to stop it. If a conversation is what that takes, then hopefully that will work, but if action is needed, then I'm here to do that as well.
So he steps forward. Like, as you've been talking, he's been making his way toward you up to the platform that has the orb. And what you see before you as he makes his way into the light is a 9 to 10 foot tall man, very broad, but also like corpulent. Like, he's really let himself go. His skin is sallow and somewhat flesh toned, but you can tell he's not quite 100% alive. His eyes are glowing somewhat slightly orange, and he's dressed in very fine blue silks, like shirt and pants. And his hair is festooned in a way similar to the portraits of like King Louis XV. Very curly, very broad, very big, and he comes to you, and he says, "What business is it of yours that we procure the things we need? We are celebrating me, after all."
Kreek
Well,
is...
there's a couple of things I have wrong with this. One, stealing is not right at all. I mean, you clearly look like a man of means and wealth. I don't know why you would not just pay for the things to celebrate you.
Hey!
Well, certainly. Isn't that how society works?
I don't know where they got you from, but where I'm from, you take what you want. And what I want is a birthday party with ponies, beer, and cakes.
What was the fish for?
We have some, I'm exploring some new things that I didn't get to try last time around. I've heard sushi is quite nice. Don't know much about it, but I'm going to try it because it's my birthday.
Fair enough.
What do you plan on doing after your birthday?
Why, whatever I want. Do you not know I am Thalcor?
So I have heard the blood running with the streets running blood red with the... Yeah, all that stuff, yes.
Yes.
What does this orb do?
This orb is simply a means for helping you realize the truth. And the truth is that I am worth worshipping. You may have ideas from where you were born, where you grew up, that cloud your mind and confuse you as to what your true purpose is. Do you see all these people in this audience?
I do.
They once thought as you. Now, they know better. I am worth serving, and you should do the same. It's not too late, you know.
Kreek is gonna try and like climb back onto the stage from the audience, and you just hear like little hops somewhere, and then someone in the crowd like picks him up and puts him back on the stage, just because out of pity.
How close has Falcor gotten to me?
He's probably 20 feet away from you, and I would say you're right by the orb. He would be on the edge of the stage. But I think he's going to keep walking until he's maybe 15 feet from you.
Kreek would have wanted to pop up behind him.
Oh, okay.
Falcor, I...
Can I have appeared with the janitor's cart?
Yes,
can I do a
what you
stealth
have
check?
found... hold on. Yes, you've shown up. You have found a cart that was similar to the janitor cart that you described, except it held... One was a giant keg, so where you would have the trash can, there was a giant keg. And then on the front side, where they would have baskets of things, one was holding just a ton of rolls, and on the sides were several cakes. So basically, it's like a food and beverage cart. That's what you found. And you may roll a stealth check, yes.
Is the keg empty?
It wasn't. You can choose to keep the keg there or remove the keg and just have the cavity that the keg was in.
I want to be at the top of the stands, and I want to spill the beer keg all down the stands to make a bunch of people trip, because when you have a few hundred people and slippery floors, janitors can make for a really rough party, right? The wrong, incompetent janitor can make people trip down stands.
All right. Make a... I guess, how are you spilling the beer? Just tipping it over or
Tip,
doing
roll,
something?
sprint.
Okay. That doesn't seem like it would take any kind of ability check. You do that. The beer is spilling. You are sprinting. Are you sprinting stealthily?
No, I'm just like rolling the beer as I run to get as many like rows as I can to make as large of a beer spill party foul as I can.
So
and
here's what...
inactivate these multiple hundreds of Scarlet Robe people who literally, if they just all hit us half the time, we would all die. So I just want them all to be in a pile of sticky robes on the ground.
Okay.
That's my plan.
So what I'll say that you do is it's like an amphitheater, such that it kind of has the stone benches that go down. But you spill the beer toward the top of the amphitheater, you go around the edge so that it just cascades down like a waterfall. And everybody is standing at this point, but they were ordered to stop. And so the last thing Thalcor said to them was, stop right there, and everybody's frozen. And all the beer is just washing around their feet until it gets to the bottom, and you just hear the light splashing as it hits the raised stage.
Yes. Okay, so their pursuit of us may be impaired by the slipping and the falling into other people. Some people will just be crying because there's too much beer spilled.
I think it's a bad day for all around for those folks.
Okay, and then I have an empty keg.
Yes, you do.
All right. Is anybody mad at the janitor doing a party foul?
At this point, Barnabas is upset at what's happening, but again, he was told to stop right there. And so he's stuck in his chair, but he is grumbling at you. It's like, why did you ruin our master's party?
I cleaned this. And I go back to my cart. I hold a cleaning rag as if I'm going to. That ends my turn.
Okay.
Falcor, I don't know much about worship. I'm new to this whole thing. I have an entity that I pray to and that gives me purpose, but she doesn't subjugate me. She doesn't bend my will to her. I give it freely, and looking around here now, it seems to me that what you have are not worshippers, but slaves, and that is something I cannot abide. I can serve you, but it's not going to be my will. I'm going to serve you a slice of justice, and I'm going to slash at him with my sword.
Kreek will rush up behind as well, getting ready for a sneak attack.
And
everybody roll initiative again.
Yeah, yes. I just want to tell Alex's player, you might die.
That's the way the game works.
For justice.
For justice. I guess I'll
do my best.
Out of here if you die.
We might both, it's whatever.
Okay. Well, at least there's not hundreds of people rushing you now.
That's true.
9.
Everybody roll initiative.
I have a 4.
How did I roll a 5 again?
Nice.
I think I've rolled below an 8 every single time, except for the nat 20s.
Alex is my plan for him was eventually to go Oath of Redemption. He wants to redeem these people, so...
What was your initiative, Kimberly?
9.
I'm sorry, I missed that. Okay, so here's the situation. Alex is by the orb. He is slashing at Thalcor. I will say all the cultists are frozen. As you slash, I think the way this is going to work is he got a 20 on his initiative. So he's going to respond to you because he detects your animosity coming toward him. Mm-hmm. And he's going to try to strike back. Give me one moment because I misplaced his battle stats. There we go. Okay. He has no weapon. So he looks at you a little bit wide-eyed and he backs up and he starts looking around for something to use as a weapon. And he calls out, "Someone give me a sword!" And he looks around. Oh yeah, you're at the top of the amphitheater steps ish. He's at the edge of the stage. I'd say you're probably 30 feet away.
Daggers can go 60. You can throw a short sword. It won't do damage, but you can definitely get it that far. I bet. Oh.
Okay. So he will. The cultists that they'll still be stopped, but those that have swords will lift swords, and you see about 5 swords lift up, and he starts walking towards one of them, and I think that's going to be his turn. And so next, we're going to have Kimberley.
I'm at the top of the stairs. I've got a rag. I'm cleaning. I'm doing a hide, and I'm using cunning action. Starting at 2nd level, my quick thinking and agility allow me to move now quickly. I can take a bonus action on each of my turns. I can use it to hide.
Okay.
It's a natural
roll
one.
a step. Let's see how this happens. You attempt to hide, and you have found an excellent hiding place at the base of the observation deck, and you're very excited about your hiding. However, you slip on the beer,
No.
and you end up tumbling down the steps, because in front of you aren't the people that are standing, but rather steps that go to the stage. And so you are rolling toward the stage. I'll say you make it halfway, and you take 1 bludgeoning damage. And you're now sticky
Great.
with beer.
All right.
Flammable.
But I'm halfway to the stage. That's good. I have 30 feet of movement. You said I was 30 feet away before. So,
Right.
although I'm not hidden, Is the stage risen?
Yes.
Okay.
But he has stepped off the stage to go into the crowd to get... Actually, hold on. No, I'm sorry. I was thinking the observation deck. It's down.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, there's a barrier, a wall, so the beer didn't get onto the stage, but people can see onto the stage from the steps.
Okay. How far away am I from him?
I'd say you're probably 15 feet away.
Okay.
And it was obvious, like he saw you falling because everyone else is
that's the
stone still.
problem. Like,
Okay.
I do literally 1d6 if I... Like, you may have heard Alex's 10 damage earlier. Straight up can't do that. It's like... I'm like the most useless combat character I've ever played. So I'm like... I'm trying to assist my party members, you know? Trying to deactivate the crowd, trying to get them in out. It feels like nothing I'm doing is really helping at all. So
You see Kreek eyeing the orb.
Yeah, I could smash the orb. But again, I don't damage things. I do AD6, right? So like...
So, well, let me give you a little bit more context, because he was walking toward the sword, but he's not in the crowd. Remember, he was somewhat down stage, or upstage, I guess, depending on your point of reference. And so he made it to the edge of the stage to try to, but he's having trouble hefting his body over the wall to get to the sword. So he's right by where Kreek is. And I think from a sneak attack standpoint, you have an ally right there. So that might help.
Within 5 feet of him?
Yeah, he thinks he's a statue. He's focused on the sword.
Oh, okay. Well, that's very nice of you, DM, to grant me sneak attack because my ally is within 5 feet of him. But I kind of am not interested.
Cool.
I don't feel like attacking this dude is what I would do when I'm noticed. It's just not my style as a candle salesperson.
Yeah.
You
Why would
know-
a candle person do that?
Yeah. So like open and blatant fall down the stairs and run at someone with a sword is not like my thing. So I'm going to try to leave the room, but here's why. I'm not trying to leave combat. I'm going to go to the restroom and I'm going to talk to people because I feel like there's something I'm missing. There's some kind of information that's not here. My party members have the combat part down. You know, we'll either kill this guy or we won't. I'm definitely not going to. I just fell down a bunch of stairs, but I could at least like small talk with the girls and be like, what changed here? Like, what happened during that revivify whatever occasion? You know, and like, maybe I can like, I'm sticky with beer. I'm going to go wash my hands and try to girl chat and find
Okay.
out what
Yeah,
happened
that
with the, right? What went
That
wrong?
makes sense.
I don't know. Was he like this
so-
before? I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to leave the room.
Okay, so since you got the cart earlier, you know a little bit of how to navigate the hallways, and there's been an increase of signage, like it's a lot more clear. So you go back up the steps, you exit the door. I'll say that was probably 20 feet of movement, and then 30 feet down to your right is the restrooms.
All right, that's where I'm going to end my turn. I am going towards the restrooms with the intention of, I'm just covered in beer. I'm just going to wash myself off. Totally makes sense. I definitely wasn't here to assassinate you.
Okay.
All right.
Alex, it's your turn.
The gentleman has turned to grab his sword.
No comment.
Oh wait, no,
but
it's
five.
Creek's turn. Man,
It's okay. I'm really good at playing a
Your
statue.
name is highlighted. Okay, Kreek, you're
No
good.
worries. Yeah, so pretty sure, yeah, mimicry doesn't take an action. It's just a thing I can do. So out of sheer curiosity, Kreek is going to mimic the Thalcor's voice.
Ooh, do you command the hordes?
And just everyone go home.
So there is a broad look of confusion all around the room because when, unbeknownst to you, when you connect yourself magically to this orb, it is like if you were to take a waveform of Thalcor's speech, that is what gets imprinted in their minds and in their souls. And so whenever they hear that voice, they are compelled to move. So your gambit is going to pay off remarkably well. Everybody kind of unfreezes and then looks around at each other and it's like, so do we live here or does he mean our
Actually,
original
go
home,
outside, go to the beach, have a picnic, get anywhere away from here. Also, cover your ears really
Okay,
tightly.
So everybody almost in unison covers their ears. They cover their ears. They start walking out. But as they try to climb the steps, they are impaired from leaving because there's a bunch of slipping and a bottleneck because of the beer. And so some of them fall still with hands on their ears covered. And so they don't brace their fall. And it's very comical. Like as you watch it happen, it's kind of like dominoes falling. Or, the Japanese game show where people are dressed in very bright colors and they're trying to climb the slippery stairs. And they compete by like getting other people to fall all the way down the stairs.
Mhm.
It's very much like that, except their hands are covering their ears because of what you said.
Wild. The first thing I was gonna say was everyone attack the orb, but hilariously, bit late for that. Yeah, it's probably fine. They would have all fallen down the stairs, caused a bit of commotion. Kreek is. He doesn't know what he expected, but whatever craziness is happening over there in the benches is something. He's going to I'm like 5 feet away from the big guy.
Yes,
right?
Thalcor is trying to scale the small, like the roller skating rink wall.
Presumably those guys have dropped their swords now if they were supposed to cover their ears. Yeah.
Swords are on the ground, covering their ears, and so he's just like, ugh. And he looks around to see where his voice came from because he heard himself, but he knows it's not him,
I'd like to use my bonus action, so cunning action, to hide. But instead of like hiding in the traditional sense, I'm just gonna pretend I am like I'm trying to act like a golden goose. Really, Kreek is acting like a chicken because that's like the only other bird he really knows of. So he's just like pecking the ground, honk, and just kind of.
So you're hiding by pretending to be another, like a beast, right?
I am hiding by pretending to be a golden goose that just is loitering 5 feet behind him for some reason.
All right, give me a performance check.
Oh god, maybe I should have just gone with stealth. I guess I still have a +3 to performance. That's not terrible. A 12.
You're passable because he's so flustered.
Great.
But he says to himself, that doesn't sound like any goose I've ever heard.
Honk.
But he's still aiming for the sword, so he's not going to waste time with you.
Gotcha. What is Alex, at a glance, before I reveal myself, what is Alex up to?
Alex is standing there, sword in one hand, shield in the other. A slight gust of wind blowing at his sorcerer's robe and hair. His eyes are locked dead on Falcor's form, and he is definitely intent on freeing this people.
Okay. I think Kreek is going to kind of just waddle over to the orb. Still pretending to be a goose. And since you mentioned that it's in somewhat alive, generally creature refers to anything in D&D that's not a physical object, so I can get sneak attack on it. I'm pretty sure.
That did come up earlier.
Yeah. You can't sneak attack a door, but if it's somewhat alive, I can it's more about it doesn't expect to get hit, so it's not ready for it. So, it's just a duck not a duck, sorry, a goose, it's just a,
right.
What is this?
And your ally's right there too. So,
yeah. So, let's see. Does 17 hit?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Give me some damage.
So that's 10 on the rapier. And whatever, I'll just roll it manually. Sneak attack is 1d6. That is a 6 on the die. That's 16 damage. I guess I'm striking right at one of these cracks.
So, if you could imagine how a seemingly inanimate orb could look bloodied, this one does.
Noted. Is there like a pretty sizable crack?
Yes, it's increased. It still seems like it's below the surface, but what you most notice is the pulsing is more erratic, and it's a little bit brighter when it's on. So like it flashes brighter, but it isn't as periodic.
All right, I think I'm gonna end my turn there with Kreek just kind of like quickly sliding the rapier back like under his feathers and just going back to pretending he's a goose.
All right. Now, officially, it is Alex's turn.
Right. I'm going to look at Falcor. That's right, grab a weapon. I challenge you, sir, to a duel for the souls of these individuals. If I win, you let them go. Agreed?
He chortles. Says, all right, sure.
Wonderful. For my action, Alex's amber-colored eyes begin to glow slightly, and I'm going to enact Blade Ward on myself. So the air around me kind of swooshes. Basically, what Blade Ward does until the end of my next turn, I have resistance against all bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage made by weapon attacks.
Nice. Cool.
And then I'm just going to start moving towards him. That will end my turn.
All right. It is the cultist's turn, not just Thalcor's, but since everybody else is moving, for those that could have seen, Barnabas is out of the room. Like, he was not slipping in beer, and when he was told to leave, he is on his way with his ears covered toward a beach picnic. So that will probably, as he limps, like it's not as fast as he could have been. Everyone else is struggling to get up. Imagine hands on your ears, but using your elbows as hands to brace yourself up in the slippery beer. That's what's happening. A bunch of that, and they're not really getting anywhere, just falling kind of closer to the stage. Thalcor manages to get over the half wall, grabs a sword off the floor, and looks at it and says, well, it's been a while since I've used one of these, but I'm still pretty good. And he starts walking towards you. And, he is going to make an attack.
Okay.
Give me one moment. And he rolled, Oh, wait, I forgot. I'm having him roll at disadvantage because he is not the warrior he once was. Okay, well, that's not bad. He got a 15. Does that hit you?
Block it with the shield.
All right. Yeah, it was a nat 20 originally, so... But yeah, he's so out of shape and just used to being listened to and served that actually having to do the work of conquest and fighting is not in him. And he ham-fistedly tries to swing this very sticky short sword at you, and it just gets deflected off of your shield. And he's just a little nonplussed because he's not used to not getting his way. And so he's like, ugh. And so he,
not used to earning your devotion, I take it.
Oh, please. Just clear your mind and let the orb do its job.
And he will move between you and Kreek and the orb. Like he's going to be a wall between the orb and you.
Okay.
And that's going to be his turn. So now it is Kimberly's turn.
I'm in the bathroom. I'm washing my hands. There's a little bit of beer making the edges of my hair sticky. I'm like, ugh. And I run it under the faucet water. And I would like to do a deception check to try to get information out of the other people who are in this bathroom. Because there's always a line.
Yes, there is a line. And so you overhear before you ask anything. It's like, I can't believe we have to work so hard. Like, when I signed up, I thought it was going to be, like, super easy and stuff. And we were going to get treasures and jewelry and whatever. But this is really hard. This is not what I wanted. And now we can't get out. It's like,
Tell me about it.
and so now you intervene with whatever you're going to say.
19 deception check.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have some skills, but they're not combat ones.
Yeah. You definitely deceive them with whatever you're about to say.
Okay. I'm going to say, ay mio.
They jump because they didn't realize you were there.
What a mess. I'm a janitor. Oh, I do not know how I'm going to clean that orb. It is cracked and about to shatter. Everyone was spilling slipping in the beer, cleaning the floor. Oh my goodness.
I'm not sure how much of a deception check this is.
It's just
seems
truth.
pretty accurate.
But then I'll say that orb, it looks like gosh. It broke.
If you would like to...
it's broken. It's breaking.
Okay.
Yeah, it broke.
Well, they believe you. Remember,
yeah,
your
and
deception
they
check
believe
was
that
so
it broke,
awesome.
right?
Yeah, they're like, oh, I think we're free. Oh, good. Let's get out of here. And so they just start walking out, but like kind of.
That means they believe that they're free, right?
Yeah, but they're taking ginger steps to like, are we free? They can't tell because they've been under the influence of Thalcor's subjugation for so long that they're not sure they can leave, and so they start kind of gingerly walking toward the front gate.
Well, now that they're
but it'll
free,
take them a while.
You're still in the bathroom. You don't get out of a lady's bathroom that quickly. I wish.
Yeah.
So, but now that they're free, that means that they can spill the beans on all the secrets.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you gonna?
Secrets like what happened during the summoning ritual that went awry. I think it's just that he kind of aged, though. And what's his weakness?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So
and
how do you bring this up in casual conversation as you're walking with them? I guess you can say like, "What? Hey, girls, what's the gossip?" Or
hold on, give me a sec. Just give me a sec to think.
Yeah, I'm not a lady. I don't speak lady. I apologize if listeners think that all I think that ladies do is gossip in the women's restroom. I know that is not accurate and not a proper depiction of what ladies are actually like, so apologies.
When I go out to clean the orb that it broke, the glass shards, they are so sharp and dangerous. I don't have to worry about this hurting the wonderful Thalcor, right? Nothing can hurt him.
They both kind of chuckle to each other and give them noise like, oh, he wishes. He is soft as a cupcake. The only reason he's not able to defend himself is because everybody does what he says. If nobody listened to him, that guy would be toast. He's no good at all.
All right,
and,
so he doesn't really have any weaknesses. It's just that he doesn't have any strengths either.
Right.
Okay.
I will say, since we're in an initiative, that happened in 6 seconds.
Woo! All right. And
so,
yeah.
Is your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn. So I guess I didn't really gain any information there. It's just that the moment that the orb breaks, everyone's going to be free. Break the orb, then kill Thalcor. But the problem is, these people kind of suck, you know? They're thieves. They like to conquer things, like to worship things that conquer things. The worst thing we can do for them is to leave the orb intact and recruit more people that are silly gooseys, you know?
I will... Okay, we can discuss that during the epilogue.
But Thalcor steals from people. I don't know.
Kreek.
Yes.
I'll let you ponder. Kreek, it is your turn.
I'm hoping that the people are all generally, good folks and that the orb is just what's making them bad. Hopefully.
Yeah, the enslavement part's not good. Yeah, let's crush the orb. Okay. All right. I'm making my way back.
Curious that it's seemingly sentient. That's interesting. But oh well, what's a little
Yeah,
murder?
what the heck? Are we gonna kill the orb? We're killing?
Orbist. Anyway, so Kreek. Yeah, sure, why not? Kreek is going to use his bonus action for 2-weapon fighting. Is Alex still within 5 feet?
He is. So it's you next to him with Falcor in front of you and the orb beyond him.
Okay. 18 hits the orb, right?
It would, yes. Are you making your way around Falcor to do so?
Thalcor walked in front of me. I thought Thalcor walked in. I thought you said that Thalcor walked between Alex and Kreek. So I'm still next to the orb, right?
Sorry. I may not have put the comma in the right place. You and Alex are next to each other.
Gotcha.
And then he went between you two and the orb.
In that case, I won't use...
I think you can battle... He's a large creature, or a large human, I should say.
Maneuvering...
So you might be able to maneuver around as long as you're within melee range, and then make your way to the orb, I think.
I don't believe Thalcor saw me hit the orb the other time. Right. So I'm just, instead of doing 2-weapon fighting, I haven't attacked yet, so I technically haven't used that bonus action. I will cunning action hide. Just by pretending to be a chicken, a goose chicken, which I was already doing, to be fair. So I think if I just don't draw attention to myself and hobble around him or between his legs, we could call that a stealth, maybe.
Yeah, I'll allow it. He didn't see it, and nobody else was paying attention, so that's good.
I have a 16. Good enough?
That hits. Yes.
To stealth.
Oh, that is stealthy enough. Yes.
Yeah, the to hit was an 18, which
well, that also hits. Yes.
Hit. Yeah. So then damage from the rapier is 7 piercing plus. Right. I just rolled sync attack by hand. 4. So 11. Yeah.
Okay. So as you stealthily make your way around the rotund Thalcor, you strike as he's not looking because he's staring at Alex. You strike at the orb with your rapier, and your rapier shish kebabs it initially, and then the orb seems to morph from material to immaterial, and then explodes out into small balls of light that populate this trial chamber. And so if you were to imagine floating lights everywhere, as if you had shaken up a snow globe, but then the snow became stationary all at once in various points around space in the globe, that's what it looks like. The light is just out. It's still flashing, and you hear this soft voice saying, "Thank you for freeing me." And then the light just disappears and poofs out of existence. And then all of a sudden, everybody that's struggling with their hands on their ears in the beer, they feel a shockwave goes through the room, and they stop what they're doing. They take the hands off their ears, look around as if something weird is happening, and then make their way up, and they're stunned emotionally. And so they're just kind of looking around to see what's happening. Do you want to do anything else with your turn?
Yeah, as part of the attack, Kreek is just gonna quickly hide the rapier again and go back to pretending to be a goose. And just as Thalcor turns around, the fuck happened to my orb? He's just gonna just honk, just staring straight at him.
All right. Thalcor's like, you're not a goose at all.
Honk.
No goose could destroy that orb.
Honk.
And so. So he's really unsure what to make of this because you're so good with your stealth roll. He's like, "You seem like a goose," and you're taking him kind of out of battle mode because he's confused. Something's happening, everything's in chaos, and there's seemingly a goose in front of him that's at the heart of it all.
Quickly, Alex, get him in the kidney.
Yeah, so he's turning to look at Kreek. Alex, it is your turn.
That's right, Falcor. Look around you. Your goose is cooked.
Sweet. Timely, that was good.
Kreek is my friend, and I don't want to see Kreek harmed. So, for my bonus action, I'm going to turn towards Kreek, and with a flick of the wrist, I'm going to cast Sanctuary on him. What Sanctuary is I ward a creature of my choosing within range against attack. Until the spell ends, any creature who is targeted, who targets the warded creature, in this case Kreek, with an attack or a harmful spell must first make a wisdom saving throw. If they fail the wisdom saving throw, they must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell. This goes away if Kreek makes an attack or does any kind of spell damage or anything like that. So that is my bonus action. And then with my action, I am going to turn towards Falcor, wielding my blade, and I'm going to, with a swing at him, also do a booming blade attack.
Nice.
So that is going to be 21 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Damage-wise, that is going to be 16 points of damage. 8 on the die plus 5.
Holy
Sorry.
cow.
No, sorry, 13 points of damage.
That's
8
like
plus
2
5.
of my turns.
I'm going to say, instantly, what happens is as you strike him, a shockwave goes through him, and all of a sudden he looks very bad. Like he's not in any shape for fighting, and he's looking bloodied.
Right. Not much to conquer now, are you, Falcor? There's not much to you after all. And as a note, the extra damage doesn't happen immediately, but if he moves at all away from me, he takes another 1d8 points of thunder damage from the booming blade.
Whoa, okay. All right, cool. Well, is that your turn?
That's my turn, yeah.
All right. This is going to be interesting because it is their turn. And he is torn between Kreek, who has destroyed this orb, and you that have literally stabbed him in the back. And then he says, "Ugh, that's enough of this. Servants, dispatch with these two. I'm done with them." And so he kind of he folds his arms in triumph and waits a beat, turns to look at the crowd, and nobody's moving, like nobody's helping him, and they're all confused. They're all looking at each other like, "Wait, what? We're not." And then almost at once, kind of like a roar, a wave that grows, people start celebrating. They're like, yeah, we're out of here, man. And they're just like hugging each other and high-fiving, and they're just so happy. And they leave. They're just on their way out. And Thalcor is like, "What? No, And there's a few other punctuated syllables that he gives for roughly 2 seconds. And he turns to you with fury in his eyes and he goes, "You." And he takes a sword in his hand and he tries to hit you with it. And then I will make an attack roll on Alex.
Okay.
Because you've been talking the most trash, so.
Yes. Makes sense.
Oh my gosh, he is really out of shape. He rolled a 7.
Now. Block
Okay.
again.
So I will say that he overdoes it because he's so angry. And he goes to swing at you, and your shield deflects him, and he stumbles and falls on his face next to you. So you can see Kreek and where the orb was, but on the ground next to you is Thalcor. And he will use the rest of his movement to stand up and face you, and that's his turn.
Okay.
All right. Next, Kimberley.
Cunning action to hide. At first, when I walk into the room, my hands are over my ears and my elbows are up in the air, but then I noticed that everybody else kind of got over that. And instead, I drop my arms and I just kind of walk in like, I totally belong here. And then am I like less than 30 feet away from Thalcor?
Just at the edge, I think. Just at 30 feet, yeah.
Okay. Move 30 feet. And my hide check is a 23.
Okay.
So I'm just one of the crowd around him. right? Does he
Well,
perceive me?
he's on the stage, so I'm trying to figure out what a successful hide like that would look like.
How wide is
I
the
think
stage?
It's, I'd say, about 30 feet wide. So you've made it down the steps onto the stage to him, but hiding, like, for example, in Kreek's instance, he's disguised as a chicken goose.
I think he's
thing.
too angry to look around him right now. He's just
Yeah.
staring at Alex.
Can't see out
And
of the
he's
back of your
staring at
head.
Alex. Right. And it would take a lot for him to turn around. Like, he doesn't expect a third person, you know? He can
It's not
kind
like
of see
I've been
Kreek
here
out
at
of the
all.
corner of his eye. Right. So I'll just say you're behind him, and he's so large that there's no way he can see you.
Okay. Yeah. He doesn't have eyes in the back of his head yet. I can make a hole for you, though. And I sneak attack him for 24 to hit.
That hits? Wow, what a hit.
No, I don't do damage. I did 11 damage, so, like, I was here. But,
That's not bad.
I hit him in the back of the head with a short sword that I take out of my pocket.
Oh,
It's level 2.
So-
That's very high damage for any, like, without sneak attack. That's...
your sword pierces the back of his head, and he groans in agony. And as you withdraw your sword, you take his wig with him, with your sword.
White powder wig.
And so, oh yeah. And so you've got this giant wig on your sword with the tip not quite bloody, because he's kind of alive, kind of not, but he would not take much more. And then he's on the way to turn his attention to you, but then he realizes that he's got Kreek and Alex on either side, and so he's trying to glance at you at the same time because he's very scared. You can see fear in his face and his body language.
With a free action, I say, back to life and going away so soon. You know, you could. Oh, wait, I got an accent. Gosh darn it. All right, I'll say, you know, it's better to be a quiet assassin.
Yeah.
Nothing. I say nothing.
You give a wry smile,
Yeah.
and he knows.
I was going to offer him, like, the chance to buy his life, but you know what? Nah.
You've gone this far.
I'll just kill him. I just kill people sometimes.
All right. Is that your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna... I don't think I have any actions left, but I want to, like, keep my ears open for the name Demathon.
Okay.
Righto. Like, if anyone's like, Demathon!
He's technically free, I think, at this point.
Yeah, we freed him. I'm just listening. That ends my turn.
All right. Kreek, it is your turn.
Yeah, Kreek's just going to, keep up the ruse a little bit. Just pecking at the ground, and then all of a sudden his, beak just, snaps up. His wings go to his sides, pull out 2 daggers, and he does this little whirlwind kind of effect. And I'm using my bonus action for 2-weapon fighting, and I can do that with 2 daggers. I'm going to throw both daggers. Because Alex is there, one of them gets sneak attack. And if I can hit, of course, that's kind of the most important detail, but we'll see.
Well, hold on. Before we continue, I think you were already in melee range with him.
What
So
was
are
I?
you-
Because I just popped the orb. So I guess I don't...
You had to go around him. And
Right, okay. So if
Because
I'm...
I didn't do a reaction where he attacked you. You know what I mean? Because you
Yeah.
stayed within melee range to get the orb, and so I
Right,
assume
fair
you're still
enough.
in melee range with him. You can disengage though if you'd like.
I
to
can
use
still
your,
throw a point... You can throw daggers point blank. It
what I
doesn't
just
change their
realized?
damage whatsoever. Uh-huh.
You know what I just realized is 2 rogues just beating the crap out of somebody would give them sneak attack.
Yes. Yeah. Alternatively, the pirate, the swashbuckler rogue subclass is all about being by yourself, and talking the other person into.
Yeah.
Nothing's worse than a party with multiple rogues. We can just go for the stab, but we can flavor it as I'm doing this little whirlwind, just because I already set it all up,
Okay. Yeah.
But on paper, it's actually a physical attack. I'm throwing them point blank. Basically, they're not even coming out of my hand before they're already touching him at this point. But I'm throwing 2 daggers into his back.
Throwing them in spirit.
First one's a 23 to hit. That's gonna be 4
That hits.
damage plus the d6, which is a full 6. So that's 10 damage. And the second one doesn't get the +5 to hit because of 2-weapon fighting. I still
I'll
rolled a
say-
17.
I'll say after your first attack, I know you're whirling and you're being there's a lot of flourish going on, but that first attack does it. You've finished him, and you may choose how you would like to do that.
The second knife would have hit anyway. It just goes straight into the back of his head, like up behind his neck into his skull, and he just kind of falls forward, potentially crushing Alex. Who knows?
Alex, make a dexterity saving throw.
Absolutely. Hold on. That's a D8. 17.
You definitely dodge out of the way when you see this this huge falling man coming toward you with a dagger stuck out of the back of his head, and he tumbles onto the stage, and he is no more. And everybody's still trying to flee because they're like, yeah, we're out of here. And you are now on a stage with Kimberley and Kreek, and we can drop out of initiative, and Thalcor has been defeated.
Kreek just gives a bow and one last honk at the corpse.
Quick look around. Do I see Barnabas anywhere?
No, he was commanded by Kreek to go to the beach for a picnic.
Oh, that's right.
So
That's right.
if you would like to later try to go to the beach to find him, you can.
Not worried
But
about
as far
him
as
now.
he knows, that's what. But that may have been interrupted when the orb broke. So he's out of the compound somewhere.
Okay.
Well,
I like that you honked at the corpse. Going final.
well, guys, I think that's a wrap. I would say I saw you had some kind of cart earlier. If we duct tape a bunch of those together, like there has to be rope around here somewhere, and then get all the ponies to pull them, and then we put all the stolen goods on them, we could quickly ride through town and just deliver everything. All 6 ponies, of course, and Kreek's going to slowly step away, staring at both of you, going towards where, like, the gifts were.
Yeah, I'm on board. Yeah. I kind of don't like the little girl and don't want her to get a pony, so I don't want to be present for her happiness. But, like, Lily seemed like a little brat. But you guys can give her a pony if you want.
Kreek is definitely not about to run off with the 7th pony.
I think you're gonna get a pony. Yeah, let's give everything back. Totally. This is me out of character. Like the flesh peddler needs their... Wait, you don't want to...
The fish probably can't be
Yeah.
given back, but you
No,
know.
the fish is rotten at this point, right? Or cooked. Yeah. Is the
Or
fish
prepared
cooked?
in a sushi.
Sushi.
You can still give
Yeah.
it back. They can just choose to not use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think you should serve that. But,
Does
yeah. Oh, we might as well just eat it then. And hand it out to the
does
people.
Barnabas
Oh, we can still have a party.
anything on him?
Say that again, Alex.
Barnabas, does he have anything on him, like personally?
It's hard to say.
He
I
didn't
guess
seem
you'd
to
have to track him down.
He didn't seem to like
Oh, I'm just sorry, not Barnabas. Falcor.
He just no. It just the wig, the blue silk outfit, and some very finely made boots, like equivalent Italian leather, but whatever this world's Italy is like, that's what it's like.
Okay.
Well, do you guys want to have a party? The supplies are all here.
I think perhaps if the supplies are here, we should throw a party for the city.
only perishable
Yes.
supplies, probably. We do still want to get paid, so you should probably return anything not perishable.
Of course.
Yeah. The whole town has gone through quite an ordeal. I think this would be a bit of relief for them.
All right. I'm going to hop on a pony and ride it into town with my friends as we load up all the perishables and, like, janitor cart and pony, away into town. Yeah? That's what
All
we
right.
just said we'd do.
Kreek's gonna run off with one of the ponies, stealthily, try and find Lily's house.
And telling them, the sushi is about to expire. You should go eat it. So,
Cool.
I don't know.
Well, great job, party. Are you ready for an epilogue?
Yeah, I think so.
Or is there anything else you want to do prior? I don't want to step on what you're trying to do.
I mean, arriving on a pony Alex has got to tell his friend Raymond Rouser about how Demathon is free, right?
Oh, yes,
Yes.
that's true. And that happens. Raymond is thrilled. Actually, he wakes up about an hour after you arrive because that drink was super strong and he doesn't drink alcohol at all. So even if you were a battle-tested, I drink ale every day type of guy, this still would have done you in unless you're used to it. And so he just wakes up after and he's like, what's happening? And he wakes up to the news that Raymond is free. And Raymond wakes up and finds out that Demathon is free. And he's thrilled. He's very happy. He thanks you. He has no money to pay you, but he's just very grateful.
You're very welcome, friend. I'd do anything for you. I'm just glad everything worked out the way it did.
Yeah.
Assuming Kreek finds Lily, he's just gonna wait until Lily's mom like turns away or like walks around the corner or something and like quickly ride up with the pony and like leave a feather on the saddle and disappear before Lily sees him.
Aww. She is going to become a terror when she grows up.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That will be next season's
Villain.
big bad end guy. Yeah.
Something else that Alex would like to do, if he can track her down, Alex would look for, if he has the free time for it, look for Pepper, ask her out for a coffee.
Okay. She was kind of really scared when her hosting duties were interrupted by the violence. And so what she had done was she went and hid, like immediately before Thalcor said anything, in the pony pen and the pastry area. So when you recover all the stolen goods, you find her and you ask her out and she's like,
Well, I don't know if Thalcor would like that, but I guess that'd be okay.
I don't think Falcor has anything to say about it anymore.
My
Really?
goodness.
Oh, you're on. Yeah, I would love a coffee. Ooh.
Oh, man. But
so
yeah,
now you,
that's it.
you have a date for coffee.
There you go. We should, yeah. That should be
Okay.
it. Yeah.
So let me see if you saved Demathon. So congratulations. You've defeated Thalcor. Normally, the Crimson Lament would start the summoning process again, and in 500 years you'd have another problem. But because you also destroyed the orb, they're not as into having to follow him. Some of the hardcore ones, like Barnabas, still may, but the likelihood of him coming back is very, very low. You returned the party supplies, and so Nancy gives you a coupon book, each of you worth 150 gold, and it's for various goods and services around the town. And so, like pony rentals or beer or balloons, just kind of some of the things that were stolen, among other things, like a weekend away at the inn, for two nights, 2 days, 1 night. So it's this very valuable coupon book that you've got. And so the perception check that you missed in the contract, there was a little asterisk, like it's 450 gold, like value. And so that's what you've received. I will say, as you were liberating the party supplies, you did happen upon the stash that Barnabas was talking about that they didn't really care about. And so you do get actual gold also. And so you can add 125 gold each to your character sheets. On top of the coupons. The coupons are valuable, y'all. And yeah, I think that's a game. Congratulations for striking for justice.
All right. It was 125 gold?
Yes, and then plus the 150 gold coupon book.
Yes, of course. Which definitely won't potentially immediately be sold for
Right.
half value.
Oh, man. Do they
Might
still
hold on
make
to it.
those? Those were great.
They might.
I don't know. I had to sell them in elementary school, if that dates me. But yeah, they're not as valuable as they say.
I mean, they're only like $10 and you get like 15% off your bed and breakfast, right?
Right, exactly.
That's great.
All right. Well, thank you so much, listeners, for joining us on today's adventure. Don't forget to rate us if you liked it. And if you didn't like it, you can pass on the rating, Wait till you hear a good one and then rate us. And joining us today were Kimberley.
I'm in the bar trying to arrange bulk purchases of the alcohol.
Alexander.
I'm just glad that we were able to free the people of Sheffordon upon Emu.
And Kreek.
Kreek has painfully pulled off all of his feathers and is currently conning the local cleric to use a regeneration spell on him, so they all pop back on golden.
It's funny you have a coupon for that, so...
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, you're all good. Cool. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
This is the part of the show where we do a promotion swap with a fellow podcast. If you're interested in doing a promotion swap with us, give us an email. Here goes. Welcome to the Storyteller's Tavern, where stories are served like ale and a seat is open for you at every table. The Storyteller's Tavern is a TTRPG, tabletop role-playing game, podcast which seeks to use collaborative storytelling to educate and encourage community. TST features one-shots from Call of Cthulhu, Dungeons & Dragons, and Fantasy Flight's Star Wars. They are currently running The Sunless Citadel, an immersive, role-playing driven Dungeons & Dragons D&D podcast with a diverse cast of player characters who delve into the fallen, once-proud fortress to rescue lost heroes. Yet, as they dive deeper, they uncover dark mysteries about themselves and the evils that grow in the dungeon's depths. Check out The Storyteller's Tavern, a podcast.